debating Frauditor Troll live. He responded to one of the videos that I put out in response to him going on the radio live and talking and doing his thing with the radio host. And he hit me up a few days later after that video posted, and he said he wanted to have me come onto the show and talk to him live. So today is the day. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am in the live. I'm not sure where he is at. I'm in the backstage portion, and he is not in yet. So 7 p.m. we're sitting here waiting for him. So if you guys got any comments or suggestions about what I should do, just let me know. And it seems as though he just joined in, so be ready.
Pay attention to the trolls, especially the ones that even name their channel. You know, that's brilliant.
So yeah, I'm just asking.
Pay attention to the trolls, especially the ones that even name their channel. You know, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
So they sit there on the clock and watch Frauditor Trolls by the name of Frauditor Troll.
Get the out.
So they sit there on the clock and watch Frauditor Troll's channel. They wouldn't respond.
Get out of town.
Auditors are people that go to like post offices and everyday people.
Appreciate the respect. Appreciate this.
And I might need some services
Just
here.
playing
And their numbers so we can
an intro
I'm a
as of
different
right
kind of
now.
media. I
So
exercise my rights.
give it a minute or two here, and
This guy's being this sort of, he nearly chopped my hand off with this. So I bought $10 worth of Bitcoin, right?
but the second half of this is
Going
going to
up
be
quick.
Open
Right,
panel. So
$2.23
make sure you be ready. I'm going to send out the link.
So if
in a
anybody
little
wants
bit,
to send about
and,
$10,000
if anybody
over to
wants
my
to
PayPal,
give out
Cash
their-
App, or Bitcoin,
give out their 10
there's
cents,
the
their 2
addresses
cents on the
right there.
subject. So give me the word as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
we're gonna get into some dumb and dumber stuff.
I was immediately assaulted by here.
Loser, self-abuser.
222-333-444. Guacamole! Heather Ray TV. Oh yeah.
Thank you guys all for being here.
I
Make
think
sure
all
you
the
smash
fluoride
the
in the
like
water
button. Make
is
sure you
doing
subscribe
its
if you're not.
job.
But
Douche,
this
you're
is
the
going to be a
douche.
good one.
I'm
This has been
pissed
talked
off.
about
I'm
for quite a
pissed
while.
off.
So
I'm just concerned.
that's right.
Wait,
Make sure you
I'm
have your
confused. What's
popcorn,
going
have
on
your
here?
drinks
So I
ready to
should
go.
you understand like if
This is going to be a good one.
They're sending emails.
come on Luna, you can do better than that, man.
Maybe wizards. You guys should be looking for those.
Reasonable, articulable suspicion.
Picking out the type of condoms you would like to use. Picking out the tampons they decide to use. I live here!
And I'm here for some psychiatric help.
Yada, fake my friend.
Picking out the tampons they decide to use. I live here!
And I'm here for some psychiatric help. Don't do this to my wife, man. You don't know what you're doing to my family, man. Please, is there anything I can do, sir? Please. I'm literally, where am I going to put my feet? Sir, I'm begging you, please. Please. I'm probably hitting my cushion. Please, sir, please don't make this thing easier. I'm begging you.
We're not criminals.
They're going to make me sleep in jail.
Why?
Sir, please. Please.
Dude, please.
Sir, please.
Oh my
Come on,
God,
man.
don't do that to
So
him.
first of all,
Wow,
thank you guys for being here. Make
Can
sure
you
you hit
let
the
me
like
get a,
button.
can you let me
Make
make
sure you
one
keep
phone call to my bonds?
make sure you keep commenting so we can get this up in the algorithm, get it to as many people out, get it out to as many people as possible.
You're in handcuffs, he's in handcuffs,
It's
and
gonna
he's
be
in
a good one,
handcuffs
though,
because
guys.
y'all do not
Give it a
listen.
few minutes. This guy needs all this intro. I'm the man that doesn't need an intro at all. No intro needed.
You look what this.
You will be able to hear me in a second. No, this is not the debate. No, this is just his intro. So as soon as this is done, all you guys will hear is his voice from the computer there, and then it'll be me in between, obviously. So sorry about that. Sorry he needs all this intro.
Good evening. What's up, Papa? How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. One of the longest intros I've seen for a YouTube video yet, I gotta say.
Yeah, well, guess what? When we started, we had 130 people waiting, and now we have 474. And the people just coming in won't have to rewind. That's the purpose of the intro.
Well, that's awesome. Glad to hear we got about 500 FAPA fans in the house here today. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think there's 500 fappers in here, but that's okay. That's okay. First of all,
I was just going off of the figure that you just gave. That's all.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. It's gonna be a blast. You're looking a little blurry, but that's okay. We can hear you perfectly fine.
Sorry about that.
No,
My bad.
it's going to be. I'm gonna talk to FAPA for like maybe 20 minutes. Just have a couple things I wanted to debate him about, ask him about, and of course he can ask as many questions as he wish. And then we're gonna open up the panel, and FAPA is down to debate anybody, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, sounds good. Now, for the debate, should we call you FAPA or your first name, or what do you prefer?
You can call me whatever you feel like, man. Nothing you gotta say can really affect me. You can refer to me as the bad guy, man, as you do in pretty much any time you mention my name. You call me the bad guy in any situation you put me in. So you can refer to me as the bad guy. You can refer to me whatever you want. Sounds good to me.
All right. So, let's get started. Now let me share screen. I want to ask you one question, just very straightforward. Do you lie to your audience?
Do I lie to my audience? Wait, that's a pretty open-ended question. I don't lie to anybody.
Okay, so you don't lie. You don't embellish. You don't lie to your audience, to your subscribers.
I would say lying and embellishing are two different things. I can see how you can put them together, but no, I don't lie. No.
Okay, all right. I just want to play a short clip, okay? It's this one. Hold on.
He didn't quite understand what I meant by that. He thought I meant that in a threatening manner, and he responded within 2 minutes instantly and said, "Oh no, I'm past my fighting days. I can't do that." My computer basically shook off my desk with how nervous he was.
All right, so you remember this, right? We were talking by email, and then you were talking about a dojo, and I'm like, I don't have anything to prove. I don't fight, but let's do the debate, right? We're on the same page.
Of course.
All right. So you're saying when you send your email within 2 minutes, right? That's what you're telling your audience. I replied to you, and your computer shook, right? Within 2 minutes, right?
You know, you can call that embellishing or lying if you want. That's really more just for story than anything. I didn't mean my computer literally shook with an email. I don't know what kind of computer you have.
That when it gets like pretty like you're descriptive. You're like you send an email within 2 minutes. I replied because I was shook, right?
I'm not sure exactly how many minutes you responded in, but it was pretty quick in the world of emails. Okay. I would say, at least for me anyway.
All right, so email 8:04, response 10:31, 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just establishing. You're saying you don't lie to your audience, so you told them 2 minutes, it's 2.5 hours. There's like a little bit of a difference, right?
Yeah, I would say there's a little bit of a difference. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so this is minute. This is not anything serious.
I was gonna say your conversation
lie,
is pretty menial and futile here, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just showing how you're still lying. It's still a lie, like whatever how you want to put it.
Yeah, that's a big lie right there. I gotta say that changes the whole lot.
Big one. Well, let's talk about this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is your Mona Lisa, right? This is your biggest video. You got arrested 3 times. And the chief immediately resigns. So why did the chief resign?
A couple days after the incident, New Ellington, they had a town hall meeting, or just like a town meeting. There was many things discussed, and near the end, they talked about the First Amendment auditor that it came through, obviously, which was me. And they talked about the incident with the chief, and they said they were forced to make him make a decision to go. So yes.
So you claim that he resigned because of your auditing.
And not only that, obviously, you can't take this for granted, but I did have a conversation with him after in public, and he said that due to what happened, And you know, yes, there are other factors that, with the situation at hand, would have came to light. And you know, regardless of whether things happened 9 months prior, yes, those things did happen, but this was a huge factor in bringing the entire situation to light. And his actions, whether they be just that day or any day previous, absolutely, you know, they're brought to the eye of the public. So
So are you claiming like you brought the domestic violence allegations to light?
did you hear about them before?
I mean, no, but I mean
Oh.
the people
So-
involved, no, they knew.
Of course,
They
yeah.
knew.
As any situation, as a murder, as a capital murder case, correct? The people involved, they know, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No, but I'm
so
just
so
saying,
until
it's
something
like-
brings it to light, that means whatever happened brought that to light. No.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're not technically lying. The chief did resign, but it's like you're taking credit for something that's completely unrelated. I mean, the articles here, there was an ongoing investigation of him beating his wife. Like it has nothing to do with your video. He didn't resign because of your video.
So if you wanna go to that post and scroll all the way down the screen, all the way to the bottom of it, it says near the bottom that they can't be exactly sure because nobody gave any comments. So you know, you can look at in that in that post, you can look at whatever part you want to. So I mean, you're going to leave some parts out, and that's understandable. That parts that don't fit your conversation exactly, I understand.
Well, just kind of like how you left the part that he resigned and it had nothing to do with you, but that's okay. I just want to show how, like, you know, here you're implying to your viewers, and keep in mind they're not working with a full deck of cards, that he resigned because of this. You're not saying like, oh, he resigned.
So are you saying that there's zero part in that?
Say what?
Are you saying that my video going out and the situation at hand with his disgusting actions played zero part in his resignation? Is that what you're trying to
I mean, we don't know.
imply?
There's no way to know. There's no way to know.
Okay, so there's no way to know one way, but you know for sure the other way, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying the way you're writing it here, you're writing it as if it's a fact. Like, oh, he arrests you 3 times for filming in City Hall. Then
Well, you're. I mean, the same thing can be said about you. You're going against it as if it's a complete lie. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll agree to disagree on this one. Now, this is your magnum opus. How's it going with the charges? So, tell us about the charges that you had since you started auditing. You're saying it was a 3 or 4?
It's been 4. I've been arrested 4 times, illegally arrested 4 times. Yes. Well, one is to be decided still. That's going to be tomorrow morning, but 3 times to be.
Oh, you have court tomorrow morning?
I do. Yes.
Is it a trial or?
Yeah.
What stage
I mean,
is that?
I'm going to be going for it. It's the, you know, I'm going to be pleading not guilty, obviously, and I'm going to be choosing a bench trial. I'm not sure how much information I'm going to be giving out past that, but I'll be most likely going to trial tomorrow.
All right. And you said that all the cases you were found not guilty. The 3 other ones, right?
So one, the last one that I defended myself. Realistically, I've defended myself 1 time in court, and that was the last one. With the Allendale situation, the Chief Wiggins in Allendale. And that was about a 3-hour trial. I defended myself. I waived my right to an attorney, and I won. I was found not guilty on that one. The first one, the one you're going over now with Chief Middleton, I met with the interim chief at the time. I'm not sure if he's the full-time chief now or not. He's a very, very nice guy, I will say. But I met with him about a week after, and they got rid of the charges. They dropped the charges. They no-prossed them, and so that one, the case was dropped on that one. And then my second one, which the video I haven't released yet, actually, that case was dropped as soon as I went for the plea date. So.
Okay, so 2 dismissal and 1 not guilty. Did you show, usually like frauditors, they're going to show like a screenshot or any type of proof or documentation that they were found not guilty. Did you do that?
No, not yet. I haven't.
Okay. Not saying I don't believe you, but
yeah, no, you're more than welcome to. Which I'm sure you will, which a lot of people do. It seems the majority of your fans do. I'm sure you'll go and check back in and be waiting for that update as soon as I post it. So it'll be up there. Don't worry.
Sounds good. So throughout the show, we're gonna read super chats. So we have 3, and then we're gonna keep going. It's Dustman. Thank you for the 5. Hey Junior, why isn't your daddy with you to protect you from the trolls? A little piece of advice: stay in school. Now, thank you, Dustman. That's something I wanted to talk about in just a moment. Is you name dropping your daddy pretty often?
Pretty often.
Yeah.
How many times is pretty often?
Hold on, we're gonna get
No. How many times is pretty often?
Well, I mean, in this video,
No. That box, the box for the answer is about this big. That answer was that big. I just need one number.
Okay.
How many times is pretty often?
Well, twice, which
Twice.
is more than enough. Yeah.
Okay,
so
twice.
First, you said that your daddy cleans your underwear and he does all your laundry. So you name
When did I say that?
It's in a comment.
Oh right, yeah, the one where I'm going back and forth with your with your troll people,
which is the more important one. You say, "Oh, my daddy's gonna love
okay.
this."
So realistically, there's been one time where I mentioned him, and if you know the situation, I actually know Chief Middleton personally, and so does my family. So, if you watch the video all the way through, I did. As much as you'd like to construe it that way and say that I called him daddy, I called him my dad, which he is.
Okay.
He is my dad. And he knows him personally, and he knows my brother. He was my brother's basketball coach. So
okay, I wasn't aware about that. That's okay. That's fine. I mean, if that's what you meant by name dropping your dad, so you're not name dropping your dad in other audits. So
no,
it was just because he knew him.
It was just that one time.
All right, fair enough. Now, just for the record, does he do your laundry or you do that yourself?
No comment. We'll leave that up to the viewer's imagination.
All right, thank you. Hima for the 10. Why? That was another good question I was going to ask FAPA. Why do you call yourself an agency if you're not a Fed wannabe? You are simply a poser. Thank you so much, Hima. But yeah, go ahead, FAPA.
Hey, Hima, thank you for being an FAPA fan on the FAPA show today. I just want to thank you very much. Even though you donated your $10 to the Mr. Troll here, that's all right. That happens. Poser is, what am I posing as? That comment really makes no sense in all reality. I call myself an agency for the same reason this guy calls himself a troll, because I want him.
Well, I mean, a troll is more like an informal title. It's just whatever, I'm trolling. When you're cosplaying as an agency, like, are you trying to give yourself that name to get more credibility, or what's up with that name? Because
is that what you think? Is that what it does? Does it seem to give me more credibility in your eyes?
No, it never does. It never does. But I mean, is that an attempt to gain some credibility? Like, let's say there's a random person that goes on YouTube and sees, oh, First Amendment Protection Agency. Like I said before, keep in mind, your viewers, people that watch First Amendment audits, they're not working with a full deck of cards. They might be conned into thinking like this is a real agency, like a real thing, right?
A real agency on YouTube.
You're just a YouTuber,
a real
right?
agency on YouTube, right?
Sorry?
A real agency on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. The police departments have YouTube channels, of course.
None of which are as big as mine, though, I would say. Unfortunately, so.
You're saying the police departments don't have bigger channels than yours?
I have yet to do the research myself, but
I mean, you're just sitting at like 17K. I mean, it's fine, it's great, but
yeah,
I mean,
I would argue that it's much better than yours. I have 17.5K and about 36 videos, and you have about 1,500 videos with only 42,000 subscribers. So that's about 30 subscribers a video. I'm sitting around 600. So
I mean, this is one of my channel, buddy. Like, my bigger channel is.
Hey, I started this. Hey, buddy, I started this 3 months ago. I started this about 3 months ago. So
that's fine, bro. If we're gonna flex stats,
if you're the one sitting here saying that I have no credibility,
a year ago,
you hit me up.
1 year ago, I started this 77K in 200 videos. So it's like, if we're gonna flexing stats isn't gonna work on me. That's pointless.
No, I will. I will. I absolutely will. So
okay, now
if you're gonna sit here and trash my credibility, then why would you even feel the need to bring me on your show? It's because I'm one of the fastest growing names around right this second. So,
well, I mean,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for doing that. I don't blame you. I wouldn't blame anybody, of course.
The fastest grower is the Angry Vet. The Angry Vet got 35,000, and he started in a couple months. Like 17K, it might feel like a lot at first. I remember when I started and I got like 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, wow, man, that's amazing. But you'll see that over time, like it's a nothing sandwich. It's not. They're just numbers. They're all just numbers.
Of course.
And what I want to ask you is, you're talking about, okay, well, I grew this big and I got this much subs that quick, but it took 4 arrests. You got arrested 4 times for 17,000 subscribers. Do you want to know how many times I got arrested for any of my amount of my channels?
No, I don't care to know.
It's 0. It's 0.
I guess you'll tell me anyways. That works.
Yeah,
That
I
works
will
then,
tell
too.
you anyways. You best believe it. Now, I'll read a couple of super chats. Navy Girl for the 10. Don't come here thinking you're the smartest guy in this room or you're frauditor who is going to come here and own anyone. Many have tried and have failed. And do you think you're the smartest guy in the room right now?
Hey, I can definitely say I'm smarter than Navy Girl, who pays $10 to make sure her comment is read, and she gets her about 4 seconds of fame on a live here. So I will say that I'm smarter than Navy Girl. So that's all.
Well, you know what? Navy Girl's probably gonna join the panel later on.
I'm sure the comments won't be much better than what just popped up on the screen, especially paid $10 for.
In many debates, and she has kicked ass. So, anyways, we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, we'll
but
see.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with supporting the channel. It's like they want to support the channel. What's the big deal? Like, you must get.
I mean,
super chats.
if they'd like to support the channel, I don't see why they'd just donate straight to you. I think it's a little lame in my eyes to, pay $10 for a comment to show up on the screen to make sure that you get your 2 cents in. Good for you, Navy Girl. Well done. I won't.
If you think it's lame, wait till you read this one. Navy Texas Ranch for it too. FAPA looks like he makes nachos with paint chips. What do you think of that one?
Hey, it's unfortunate you just butchered your own viewer's comment, because he made one more joke in there that now that I'd have to explain it, it would kind of ruin the joke. So
no worries.
So
yeah, I know what you mean. But here, let's get back to what I want to ask you about, because I'm sure people would love to get on the panel right now, and we're going to do that in just a moment. Let's talk about the church audit. So, kind of weird though. You were asking your viewers what they thought about church audits, and you did a poll, I believe, right? And
yeah,
some people are like, no, dude, like leave the church goers alone. They're practicing their First Amendment.
Yeah.
What's the deal with like trying to interfere with their day, trying to make them uncomfortable? Because that's what's gonna happen, right?
I mean, that's never really my case when I go out and do these things at all. So I mean, although it happens, I can't control everybody's feelings around me. I'm not going to be just a big snowball that walks around and makes everybody cold when they walk around me to keep all the snowflakes happy. That makes no sense.
What the fuck? Did you come up with that yourself?
Yeah, that was on the fly. How you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Awesome.
You could have other talents than this frauditing. And that's going to bring me to the next topic I'm going to talk about in just a moment. But it's like they're practicing their First Amendment. Why not just leave them be? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, who can violate your First Amendment?
What do you mean?
Like, who can violate your First Amendment? You are a First Amendment auditor. You're doing audits to make sure that nobody's violating your First Amendment, right?
Well, that's what I do in some cases. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but let me ask you, who can violate your First Amendment? It's a straightforward question.
Anybody.
No, wrong.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question now. Why would you even ask me a question if you're gonna sit there? Whatever answer I give, no, wrong. What's the point?
Well,
of asking a question?
that's not the correct answer. The only entity that can violate your First Amendment is the government.
That's not true.
But another citizen cannot violate your First Amendment. The amendments is for the government.
So what do you define violate as?
No, for example, like let's say there was a real journalist that was trying to publish a story in a real newspaper or website, and then the government steps in and say, nope, you're not publishing that story. That's violating the First Amendment. 100%.
Okay.
But these people cannot violate your First Amendment because they're not the government. They're private citizens. So what I'm asking you is like, if they cannot violate your First Amendment, then why even do this? It has nothing to do with First Amendment audits anymore. It's just bothering people at the church.
No, it absolutely does. Because what I do is I go and I stress test the First Amendment right to record, and it's also.
But they can't violate it. They can't break it.
Are you gonna let me?
Yeah.
get a
Okay.
statement
My
out?
bad. Okay.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So what I do is I go out and I stress test the First Amendment right to record, and that also encompasses free speech and the freedom of religion as well, and the other two parts. And so I don't see why somebody as out in the open in the public expressing their First Amendment right to religion would come up to me on the same public sidewalk surrounding that building, a house of God supposedly, where the nicest people in the world are supposed to go, correct? So
Yeah.
I don't see why somebody would have such a huge issue when they're going in doing the same exact thing as me, essentially. It just goes to show I yes, there are parts I go and I look for the tyranny within the government and the police enforcement that we have here today, and the the cluelessness.
And the tyranny in churches, right?
Well, again, if you let me continue, no, that's not what I went there for. I went there to stress test the First Amendment right to record in public and see how people react to it, and see how people react to it. And
So it's a social experiment, basically.
I wouldn't say it's a social experiment, but
All right. But you're using the word stress test.
Mhm. You know
So-
what a stress test means?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So, the definition of stress test is to just push the boundaries until they break, right?
I mean, I sometimes it gets to that point, as you can see in some videos, and sometimes it doesn't. And I love to showcase when it doesn't as well.
Yeah, so you're pushing your freedom, your First Amendment until it breaks, until you just go too far. That's what stress testing is.
No,
That's exactly what
I
it
never
means.
go too far. I don't go too far. And it's
Alright.
been proven in court time and time again, and it will continue to do so. I sit there,
No,
and
it
if people
hasn't
don't
been
say
proven
any
in
words,
court. Okay, you're talking about for your cases. Yeah,
right,
I haven't looked into that.
right.
Just auditing in general has not been proven favorably.
Well,
in
I'm
court
not
at
here
all.
to talk about what everybody else is doing. I'm here to talk about
That's
what
fine.
I'm doing.
Fair enough. There are some people backstage. We're gonna get to that in just a moment. I do have 2 more slides, and then we have some people that want to talk to you. Now, I want to talk about this incident in the post office. First of all, post offices, my personal opinion, overdone, kind of lame, kind of like a 2022
So
thing.
now, what would you say? Just any normal human being's thoughts. What would you say that means? That means they know the outcome and they should know that it's legal by now, right?
No. Frauditors get arrested in post office all the time.
Right.
I mean,
So
just
so
the
it
other
must
day,
not be
Joey's-
overdone. So it must not be overdone then. is
Yeah,
what
I
you're
mean,
saying.
if you want to get arrested more, sure. I mean, that's fine. That's not a problem. I mean, you're not going to get arrested every time, of course, but
Of course
it's going to
not.
happen. Just the other day, Joey Surreal Camera got arrested in a post office. It's going to happen over and over. But I'm not talking about the cops talking to you today. I'm talking about this guy.
You need to relax. Now I can't even take you off. Hey, relax. Don't touch me. Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Hey,
All
relax.
right, hold on. There it is.
Now you guys missed it. He just poked his head around to see if I was still here. Hey, relax. I'm standing here. You walked up to me. Relax, bro.
So this video, he smacks you with his bag or whatever, and then I remember at some point you're like, okay, don't do that. I'm gonna have to defend myself. And then he did it again, right?
I mean, he didn't hit me with his bag again, but yeah,
He took your
kept-
phone.
Oh yeah, he did. We wrestled with my phone for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, but so you were saying you were gonna defend yourself. What happened to that?
What do you mean? What happened to that?
No, I mean he put his hands on you twice, and you're saying you were gonna defend yourself. Like what happened to that?
Yeah, honestly, with what was happening in the situation and with the situation I put myself in when I go and do these things, the people that are there supposedly to protect me, they are looking for any opportunity to throw the book on me and to take me out of the situation any way they see fit, realistically, whether they throw the book on me that exists or doesn't exist. So they're just looking to throw me in jail for any reason, basically. So I'm not going to give it to them straight out. Even if I have the video, it doesn't matter. I probably, regardless, if I defend myself in the situation, it's probably going to go badly for me. And, you know, I'm a fighter. I've been training for quite a bit. You know, it's not like I'm scared to fight an old, fat, out of shape guy. I've done it to numerous other people.
You fought old, fat, out of shape men before?
No, I do it to people of my size and stature, and which I would say would be much more challenging than the man in question here.
All right, fair enough. NCR News Network, thank you so much for the 2. I'm gonna drop the link publicly in just a moment, and then it's going to be a race. Like whoever clicks on it first, I'm gonna make space backstage. But we're gonna get to that in just a moment. Thank you so much. Now, last slide, because as you see, people are just can't wait to talk to you. And I've enjoyed my time so far. I want to talk about your TikTok. So on this TikTok,
I don't post much on my TikTok, I will say.
Yeah, I see that. But you've been on here for a while, like a couple years.
Oh, yeah. I just took my main channel and changed it over, you know, because why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So, okay, so this TikTok is, come on, load up. Better not have internet issues again, man. That fucking drove me nuts.
This is my usual morning routine for.
Yeah, I don't want to show that because I don't know how young you are, and it's kind of don't want to show that here.
Ups 5 cents to 15,
Okay.
then a 5 to 7.
Hey, first of all, meat's expired. When it's grayed out like that, it's time to throw it. But that's not what I want to talk about. It's
plank.
So how old were you in this video?
I don't remember. I was
from
probably
2022. How old are you now?
I'm 21.
21. Okay. So you were 19. All right.
That's probably about right.
You hop in the vet. So obviously your daddy bought you this, right?
No. Why would you assume that?
No, I just don't know that many 19-year-olds that can afford a Corvette.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm one of a kind, my man. You'll see this in every situation you put me in.
Okay, so you earned the income required to pay for this car.
That's what buying a vehicle means. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer. How?
What do you mean how?
Like, what job did you occupy to be able to pay for a Corvette at 19?
I had many jobs. I did many things. I wore many different hats.
Okay, what kind of hats?
Many different ones. That's not something I'm gonna get into.
So they're construction worker hats, nursing hats, you know, and like what kind of job did you do? It's just a question, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just not gonna get into that.
Okay, well, I mean, I can gladly tell you when I was a kid, when I was that age, I worked in grocery stores, McDonald's. I worked like from the bottom just so I can appreciate the real value of money. But
nice.
I think it's a great thing to have some experience in like retail. It builds character. But so have you worked in any retail or?
I have.
You have? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess it doesn't want to answer, but okay. So it's not through like drug dealing or shit like that, or?
Why now? Why would you throw that out there? I'm just curious.
It's an expensive car, dude. Like at 19, I could not afford. I don't know many people that can afford a car like that. I'm just asking.
You don't know me, man. I gotta say,
all right,
you don't know me.
Fair enough. He's not gonna answer that. That's perfectly fine. We're gonna move on to the next segment of the show. I appreciate you playing ball. I'm gonna read a couple of super chats and I'm gonna bring in some guests.
You know, let me ask you a question here. So you called this a debate. You called this a debate. So what was the point of this debate? You're gonna go and you're gonna read the super chats and you're gonna bring other people on here to talk to me now. So what did we debate about here? What did we accomplish? What did we come to common grounds on here?
I had a bunch of questions that I want to ask you, like if you lied to your audience, how you afforded the Corvette, and I think it was a lot of fun. I had fun.
I've been sitting here talking to you. I figured we were going to debate about something. I figured you would want to bring up a law that you had in question or what.
I'm not a lawyer, man. I'm not a lawyer. So I'm going to have other people.
So you're not a lawyer, but you just like to put out videos saying what we do is illegal and you call us criminals, right? That's what you're doing.
Things, like I'm not going to debate you on like the technicalities of the statute.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're going to debate me on much.
Law, but I mean, some things are pretty obvious. Like for example, the United States versus Cordova kind of like dismantles everything you guys do.
Really? What does that say?
So the United States versus Cordova straight up says you cannot record in a federal building. In that case, it was a Social Security office.
Mm-hmm.
And the clown was found guilty, and now he's appealing not the guilty verdict. He's appealing the sentencing. And regardless of if he's successful or not with that, it's still going to be a guilty verdict. Now, since then, the United States versus Cordova kind of like proved that you can be charged with recording in the Social Security office.
Mm-hmm.
And George Metz, Rogue Nation, who you might know, got 6 more charges for that. So that's proven. That's done and done with.
Yep.
But,
I only go into public. This is why I only stay in the public region. I stay in the public areas of public buildings.
No, but I mean, you could say the Social Security Administration office is a public building, but you can't. You just can't record in there.
Yeah, I'm not here to talk about anybody else's actions or charges or anything like that. I'm here to talk about what I do.
Yeah, just trust me, bro. You wanted to do an open panel. If you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer all of them. But I'm gonna bring in some people. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
If that's what you want to do, man, that's what you want to do. I'm down to talk to some of my fans here. I'm down to talk to all the FAPA
Okay.
fans you got in here.
I love how you're saying they're your fans. So hopefully that.
Well, you know, look, I'll give you something here. Everybody here is my fan. They're all FAPA fans in here, whether you like it or not. Whether they're watching on your part of the live stream of my show, that it doesn't matter. They're all here to see me, because all of you, you guys all want to see me fail. You guys all want to see me pay fines. You guys all want to see me get arrested. You guys all want to see me get thrown on the ground and thrown in jail and everything like that, everything that encompasses that. And there's only one commonality in all of those situations. You guys all want to see me. You guys all want to see me. You guys are all FAPA fans, FAPA show right here. So thank you for broadcasting my show. Thank you very much.
The FAPA show is right here. 128 people watching, which is perfectly fine. That's fine.
Yeah, like I said, you probably have about 500 FAPA fans, on your part of the live stream. And I commend you for that. Thank you for advertising for me for a little bit. I really appreciate it.
Well, you see, you can call it advertisement, but I love to give frauditors, auditors, whatever you call them, a platform to I just give them rope.
Yeah, absolutely, and so do all my fans that scour along your channel and mine and leave comments and scour along the whole comment section and watch all my videos and give me a hell of an amount of watch hours and stuff like that. And I thank everybody for it.
All right. Well, first of all, we just hit 1,007 viewers, so I like to thank every single one of you right here, Frauditor fans. Don't forget to hit the like. Now, we're going to rapid fire these super chats, and then I have people that want to talk to you. All right? Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right. So, Paul Fraser, Floppa, if it wasn't for clout, bring YouTube money, on what other fields could you be a productive member of society?
Could do all of them, man.
All the fields. So, astronaut.
Put me in any field. Put me in any
surgeon.
field, and I'll succeed, and I'll stand out.
All right. That's kind of like a non-answer, but that's okay. Like, you don't want to give like one specific field that you would excel in.
Well, it's hard to number down greatness, man. It's hard to number down greatness. You can't put a number to it. Put me in anything. Put me in any situation on earth, and I will succeed. I will come out number one. All
right. Yeah, he hasn't heard the word humble, but that's okay. Maybe he'll learn it with age.
Oh, I've heard it. I just don't live other people put themselves down. I know my self-worth. I'm just speaking truth.
Idle
truth.
8
That's all I
for
do.
the 2. What's with the Joe Biden shades? You're inside.
What do you mean? Joe Biden shades?
Yeah. Like, what's with the shades? Like,
these are Ray-Bans.
Yeah, but what's with wearing shades inside?
What do you mean? What's with wearing shades outside?
All right, that's your answer. Captain Rogers, thank you for the 2. Josh, this kid talks in typical Frauditor circles. Yeah, I've noticed that. Thank you. Frauditor Roundup for the 2. Fastest growing because we know the cuffs are coming. Indeed. Thank you. That's what people want to see. Even your viewers, believe it or not.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not, they want to see you
I'm
handcuffed.
a businessman, man. I know what sells. I'm a businessman. I know what sells.
You handcuffed. That's what sells. Unfortunately, it might ruin your life after some time. But
yeah,
that's okay.
unfortunately, and we'll be 4-0 tomorrow after tomorrow morning, and you'll see that it just doesn't.
Time will tell. And by the way, a dismissal is not a win. So right now you're 1-0. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Want to know what percentage record is that?
No, but I mean, dude, you could get a bunch of dismissal or not guilty when you got arrested 4 times in 3 months.
Yep.
You're gonna keep getting arrested. Eventually, you're gonna lose. Eventually, it's just bound to happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, stick around for the FAPA show, man, and we'll prove you wrong every single time.
All right, I will. I'm down with it, man. You're funny to cover. Like, you're funny to cover, so I'm down with it. I will watch. I will cover it.
With all the zero credibility I have, you guys all cover me and you bring me onto your show, so I know. Trust me.
Well, hey, it's not the first time we have a useful idiot on the show, which was on Thursday. We had one, and he made quite a... You're handling yourself 1,000 times better than him. I will say that, though. I will give credit where credit is due.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We've talked to many frauditors on this live streams, at least 10 to 15. We've been doing this for a while. Thank you so much, Kisbo, for the 2. FAPA, do you have an education? What are your goals?
I do have an education, and my goals, I gotta say, part of them are already met, but you know, you can't put a limit on the sky. The sky's the limit. So
that I do agree with him. You should always try to achieve as much as possible. Like in my case for YouTube, I want as many subscribers as possible, as many views as possible. Luckily, I don't get arrested for my content. So with FAPA, as he grows and tries to get more subs, he's gonna have to get more daring in his audits, and
he's got to put somebody's face on his channel, man. And you might as well do it mine. You might as well use mine. You got the best looking one on your channel right now. They're gonna give you the most views. So
okay, well that's inaccurate. That's just factually inaccurate. But let's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put the bread and butter. Amagansett Press brings all the money out. Not all, but a big part of the money. The reason why is
I was talking about the looks. You got the one with the most charm right here. You got the one with the most charm.
Let's see what our first guest has to say about that.
Hello there.
How you doing?
Doing good. Okay, so first of all, I'm terribly sorry to bruise your ego, FAPA, but I actually
can't be done.
Never
Don't
heard
worry
of you,
about
and I am not a fan of yours at all. So
hold on. Just the first sentence. I haven't heard of you. I'm not a fan of yours at all. Go ahead, continue.
Well, just letting you know. I mean, you were saying earlier
makes zero sense. Makes zero sense, but continue.
To correct you.
Makes 0 sense, but continue. Go ahead.
Okay, well, first and foremost, you said that any challenge that you've been presented with, you would come out on top. Is that correct?
I did say that.
Okay, have you successfully evaded a police officer as they attempted to arrest you?
No, that's not my goal. So why would I succeed
I'm afraid
in that?
you can't say that any challenge that you face, you would come
That's
out on top.
not a challenge
Because
for me.
last I checked, 4 times in a row, cops attempted to arrest you, and they
Fools
successfully
challenge
did.
themselves with that. Fools challenge themselves with that, and that sounds like a challenge for you, my friend. But that's not a challenge for
I've
me.
never been in a situation where I would get arrested, so I wouldn't have to face that challenge.
You know,
I would
honestly,
go
I
out-
never thought I would be either. Just sitting out holding a phone in today's world, 2024, the most technology we've ever had today, standing out in public buildings and public sidewalks holding a phone. I never thought I would either, but here we are.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the thing I wanted to ask, first of all, is, something I wanted to at least let you know about. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution reads as follows: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof of abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. So if I may ask, are members of Congress in those churches, post offices, or any of those other places that you're going? Because it seems like the First Amendment can only be violated by them. And I'm pretty sure that fat overweight guy or that old overweight guy wasn't a member of Congress.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You know, you guys keep using the word violate, and yes, I know exactly what you're pointing to. And you know, I would constitute a violation as somebody coming at would. Let me ask you a question. If somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, you in the black sweatshirt and the blue sunglasses, I don't like black sweatshirts and blue sunglasses, so I need you to take that off for me," would that be a violation of your rights, or would that not be a violation because somebody, you know, it's just somebody, it's not a government? It makes no sense.
Well,
Your argument
I
makes
would
no
consider
sense.
it a violation of my rights. I would think that somebody walking up to me saying that is, a very unusual individual, and I would respectfully decline
Right.
what they're asking for. Now, if it was a business that said that, then honestly, I would leave and then just file a lawsuit after the fact and say, well, okay, we can't do that.
So what kind of
acting
business
like
are
a
you referring
jackass.
to? What kind of business are you referring to?
If a private business decides to do something like that, then yeah. But the thing is, private businesses don't discriminate on, no one would be stupid enough to discriminate on what you're wearing or anything like that. Now, your behavior, on the other hand, a private business or even a public building does have the right to pretty much ask you to leave if the way you're presenting yourself is causing a disruption or otherwise affecting their ability to serve other people besides just you.
That shouldn't be construed. The rules are right on the wall. The rules are right on the wall. I'm allowed to be doing what I'm doing, where I go, when I'm going into a building.
Are you referring to Poster 7, or are you referring to the Supreme Court decision, which I believe was Cox versus New Hampshire?
I'm not familiar with what you're referring to.
Oh,
Go ahead.
well, let me help you out with that. Cox versus New Hampshire established that there are reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions for First Amendment, which means that the First Amendment is not an absolute right, that private and public buildings do have the right to put in rules or policies that allow for the private business or public building to function as intended. And if you're doing something that is not reasonable, given the time, the place you are in, or the manner in which you're conducting it, they have a right to tell you to stop or make you leave.
So with the 2 times I've been arrested, and the 2 times once more to be had tomorrow morning that I have to defend myself, I was written up on the same trespassing law both times. Which is 11-16-0620, which actually only refers to privately owned property. But so it's just very funny. So I get trespass from privately owned property from a publicly owned space, and the First Amendment right. It's pretty cut and dry, man. There's been many cases that tell me that you can go and gather information in a public space. It's 2000, the 2000 case, Smith versus the City of Cummings. The First Amendment right protects the right to gather information about what public officials do on public property, and a right to record matters of public interest. And I would say a matter of public interest would definitely be how government or public officials treat the public while they're under their color of duty, I would say. So
okay, and then you know what, I will concede that you are correct, that there is a right to observe our public officials in the course of their duties. However, that does not supersede, again, reasonable time, place, and manner. There are situations in which you are not permitted to do this.
Right, and give me an example. What would that be?
Well,
So
let's see now.
it would have to be while the business is closed, right?
Say you want to film police officers conducting a traffic stop.
Okay.
Now, if you're doing this from across the street, not saying anything and just observing them passively,
See,
by
those
all
laws
means, they are
depend on
still
state
able
to
to
state.
conduct-
Those laws depend state to state. You can't make that broad.
Well,
that broad
okay.
stroke
Well,
statement.
I'm giving a broad sentence.
Well, a broad stroke statement doesn't work with laws because laws are black and white. They're not meant to be construed how you
The core
feel.
of it is, if you are not doing anything that causes them to take their attention away or their focus from the task they are currently completing, then you're fine.
And it's been ruled time and time again that me expressing my First Amendment right, if it's in public property, is not grounds
Yeah, but I should also
of
point out that the First
interrupting a
Amendment says the
traffic
words
stop.
peaceably assembled, which means peaceably is defined as effectively not doing anything that causes disruption. Like if you are assembled and you're expressing yourself and you're not directly inhibiting someone from doing their job or imposing or disrupting someone else or imposing yourself against the freedoms of another individual, then you're perfectly fine. But the moment you inject yourself into a traffic stop or into a government building where people are trying to conduct work, suddenly you're disrupting services for other people, not just your own. You're not just expressing your rights. You're imposing yourself upon other people and causing disruption for them. I mean, don't they have a right to conduct their business free of molestation by others?
Could you just repeat the last part of your sentence? I'm sorry, maybe I
But
misheard.
free molestation, I'm sorry, if you think that only is defined as one particular thing, I kind of question you, sir, and I would hate to think that there's some skeletons in your closet. But anyways, the point is, don't they have a right to do what they're doing, conduct business, get through their day without you showing up and making it impossible for them to do so?
How would I be making it impossible for them to do
Well,
so?
let's see. If you go into a government building where there is sensitive information that is exchanged or otherwise present, and you're in the process of recording it and have the potential to, maybe not intent, but potential to record it and inadvertently distribute someone's private information on a public forum, yeah, that could cause a major disruption to someone's life. I mean, you could pretty much cause irreparable harm.
I would say so. Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So for that reason, wouldn't it make sense to eliminate the possibility of compromising someone's information by simply limiting in a reasonable manner that you cannot record in that space where that business is being conducted?
You know, it's a pretty large space usually where I enter into the public spaces of the public post offices, which I would assume you're referring to. And, you know, if they're not comfortable sharing out in the open, and if the situation is different than simply somebody going in and expressing their First Amendment right, if that changes the situation for them, then they should take their information elsewhere and just do it.
Well, the problem is the post office is the means by which people are able to send information to one another.
I know what a post office is.
Their addresses are on all their envelopes, on their packages. I mean, they trust.
I'm well aware of what a post office is.
To not dox them or give out their address, but you know, who are you? They don't know you. They don't trust you.
Well, I'm FAPA. So now that
let me butt in just a second.
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Troll.
No, you're good. I'm gonna have to bring somebody else in just a moment, but no, you're good, Tones. You're good, Tones. You still have time. But I just wanted to mention this. You see here, this is poster 7, and you're saying, like, a lot of frauditors say that nobody can fuck with their First Amendment. It's absolute. You can do it anywhere, any public building, right?
I don't know when you've heard me say that, but
no, I was just saying, like, so you're saying that your First Amendment and freedom of press cannot be infringed in the post office, right?
It depends on where you are at. If I'm trying to
the public area of the post office, right?
It's not absolute. I mean it, but
what
so I'm
doing
it.
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
I'm glad you acknowledge that at least.
Okay, so
that's good.
If I could finish, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's not absolute, but for the reasons I'm doing it, it absolutely is.
All right.
So you're special. Now, is that something your mommy told you, or did you come to that conclusion after years?
Hold on, Tones.
Oh, sorry.
Let's not gang him. Hold on. Let's not gang up on him. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. It clearly says here that on poster 7, this is poster 7, public assembly, public address, leafleting, distributing literature, picketing, and demonstrating by members of the public are prohibited in lobbies and other interior areas open to the public. So leafletting is the right to protest, and picketing, that's the right to protest, part of the First Amendment. So it's written right there that they can limit your First Amendment.
Right. Yeah. Those parts of it. Yeah. So what about my part of it that I was there for that day? So why don't you read that part?
Proof that they can do it.
Yeah. I know. This is why I gave you the answer I did before. Did I not?
Okay, that's fine. And
all right. So now move on to the part. Let's hear your interpretation. We're here. This is.
Yeah. So
you're going over.
What it's saying here is that they're limiting that aspect of the First Amendment, and that you're not allowed to picket or distribute flyers or do a protest on the postal property. And over here, they're limiting another aspect of the First Amendment, which is like taking the pictures, which you interpret it as being part of the First Amendment. I don't, but whatever. Here, they're preventing you from taking pictures. So what's your understanding of this part? Well, so let's read it verbatim.
Go ahead.
Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditorium when used for public meeting, except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel or a federal court order or rule. Other photographs may be taken only with permissions of the local postmaster or installation head. So I read the whole thing. So who do you think is where it says where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel? So who do you think is other authorized personnel? Do the employees qualify as it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the employee can tell you to stop recording?
Yeah, in the auditoriums, if you read the 2 words before where you just started.
Lobbies, foyers, corridors, auditorium, entrances.
Or you have to. So I know English is probably not your strong suit here, but so you have to read it carefully. It says or auditoriums when used for public meetings and etc. So it's
Okay,
referring
really
to.
quick, you
Wait,
are
you're
aware that
saying-
when you separate multiple letters by commas and then put an or on the last one, it pretty much means
They're
it
all
could
grouped
be
up together.
all of them, one of the, it could be one or all of them. And when you put an and, it's everything, but it still means that it could apply to any one of these. So I'm sorry if English is not your first language, but entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums interprets is, and it's indisputable, that it is a list of locations where this is applicable.
Well, you know what? I'll just do what you do to me. I'll just cut you off right there. We're good. We don't need to hear all that on and on. So I'm not gonna sit here and debate back and forth with somebody that doesn't matter what I say. They're just gonna
I'm
go
sorry.
against it
Can I hurt
anyway.
your
So then,
feelings?
so
No,
what
I
I'll
mean,
do here
I'm
is
just
I'll give you
feelings.
I'll give you the piece. So it's going to be proven
No,
time
I
and
mean-
time
I mean,
again
we're-
in court that
this is-
what I do
this is
is
very
not
important.
illegal, and I will be adjudicated every single time.
Yeah, well, one final note. I know Frauditor Fool wants to get other people on there, but I'd like
Yeah,
to leave you
I
with
do.
one other little piece of information since, you wanted to debate law. Adderley versus Florida, the United States Supreme Court, by the way, has recognized property of applying a trespass statute prohibiting trespass upon the property of another to public property, noting that the state, no less than a private owner of property, has power to preserve a property under its control for the use for which it is lawfully dedicated, which means the Supreme Court has already established that you can be trespassed from public property.
Absolutely, and you're referring to statute 1611-630, and that's a statute for public property, at least in South Carolina it is, and it prohibits refusing to leave publicly owned premises during those hours of the day or night when the premises are regularly closed to the public, and I'm never there when it's closed to the public, or I'm not supposed to be there, or the time and manner is not correct. So yes, I know these laws exist, and I follow by every single law.
What you basically just said is that you acknowledge that you're not allowed to be there when they're closed. I just quoted you a U.S. Supreme Court law that states that even when they're open, they have the right to trespass you. I know you guys love to say you can't be trespassed for public property. You can be trespassed for public property whether it's open or closed.
So
they have the right.
Okay, we'll see. I'll make sure I give you an update tomorrow. So
I mean, that's fine.
Thanks for being on the FAPA show, man.
I haven't cherry picked. I haven't given an interpretation. I've literally read to you what it says. That is an actual ruling by the Supreme Court, which I say has more credibility than I do. So if you can't accept that, I mean, honestly, I don't really know where we can go from there. So that I've said my piece, and Troll, if you want to bring somebody up, I yield the floor.
Thanks for being on the FAPA show, man. We appreciate you.
Now, this is Frauditor Fool's chatting a little shit, all right? I'm not a fan of yours.
Oh, there you go.
Sure no one else
there
in
you
the
go.
audience
Real
is
classy.
either, so
real
kindly
classy.
go fuck yourself.
Hey, real classy. There you go.
Oh, that's
Oh,
totally.
he rage quit, man. There.
I mean, no, he made space for the next guy.
No.
But can we get back to here?
Real classily too. I will say. I will
read.
There
the
are
super
some of your
chats.
fans right there. That's the attitude and the demeanor of your fans right there.
Well, hey, we're passionate people, man. But can
Oh
we get back to
yeah,
here?
real passion.
So, poster 7, your interpretation of poster 7 is at the core of what you do. You say, I'm allowed to record in the post office because of poster 7, right? But we just established, like, you seem to want to change subjects, but these places, entries, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums, when used for public meeting, except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or any authorized personnel. So the employees are authorized personnel. So can you admit that when an authorized personnel tell you to stop, you have to stop recording?
It depends. There are many authorized personnel that tell me to do a whole bunch of things that are just simply not true. So I'm not going to just go over broad stroke statements like that.
And very specific, not broad strokes, stop recording. Now, if they have no problem with it, no problem. But if an authorized personnel tells you to stop recording,
well, people's subjective feelings are not going to dictate what I do in my everyday life.
But this gives them the power, though.
Okay.
It does. It does.
Well, like I said, man, it'll be proven time and time in court.
All right, fair enough.
Time
I'm
and
gonna
time
read a
again
couple
in court.
super chats. Are you good for another hour?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good for another 12 hours, man. I could do this all night.
Sounds good. All right, so guys, we're about to open it up to the general public.
Give me one second.
Backstage.
Let me see if I can't put the link in my chat here.
Yeah, of course. You should put it as a pinned comment, but right now it's completely full. But as people drop, there's going to be more space. But yeah, they can come here too. You know, here we have 1,100 people, so it's probably the better place to be anyways. I'm not getting any ad revenue. There's no ads playing here, so they're not going to pay me by their presence. All right, let's rapid fire these super chats. Dalek Beck, thank you for the 2. FBI equals Frauditor Brain Inspector. Thank you. Dark Vigilante, 18 for the 5. You really should move out of your mom and daddy's house before you try frauditing. You know it's only for clout, kid. So, what's your opinion on clout? Do you like it?
Hey, man, some things that I do and don't like, they just happen to follow me. I don't chase clout. Clout chases me, man. I can't escape it.
You.
I can't escape it, brother. I've been trying for a while, but I just can't seem to do it.
Well, it's definitely not chasing your TikTok account. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, because that's because I don't try, and quite frankly, I haven't been trying too much on YouTube either. I could be putting a whole lot more effort into it, and I'm just doing it for fun, man. And
fair enough.
It's been going.
Thanks for answering.
It's been going pretty quick.
Yvonne Kush Queen for the 2. Thank you. Scared of the post office customer. Remember, FAPA. Thank you. Ice Blade 065 for the 5. Question for FAPA. Define the difference between private and public property, then define the rights of those property holders. Very good question.
I don't know the definitions offhand, and I'm not even gonna really attempt to give a textbook definition. Public property, property owned by the government or the state, or and then private property, it's a property owned by a business and somebody not that not a government. So
do you think that they have different rights?
Oh, absolutely they do. They absolutely do.
All right. Retired Nana for the 5. Thank you. This guy's a pure narcissist. I bet he pays for his subs. Now, do you purchase subscribers?
I wouldn't know how to do that even if I tried, man. I have not. I would never do that. That makes no sense.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't pay out.
I don't pay for my subs. The subs pay for me.
They pay for you. Gotcha. Taipan 23 for the 10. A private citizen can walk up and block the view of his camera with a sign if they want. Indeed, they can.
Sure.
They can. As Dusman, thank you, Saipan, for the 10. Papa, dude, you're just not cut out to be a frauditor. You were scared out of your mind when that dude at the post office squared up to you. Either stop frauditing or bring your daddy along to protect you.
Hey, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. I really appreciate all your work that you've done for me in the algorithm here, giving me all the watch time in the world, and making comments on my look, telling me that you've seen so many of my situations and seen so many of my videos that it makes you so mad that you need to make comments about it and further me in the algorithm. So you know what? I'll just make a statement. Thank you very much for being an FAPA fan. We really appreciate you.
So just a question, when people view you, when I'm covering you on my channel, does it boost your algorithm?
It absolutely will in the long run.
So you think that after seeing my video, they then go on your video and watch the whole thing and support you and
maybe not every single one of them, but I will say a good little bit of the comments are people that are sitting there making comments about situations that are pretty deep into the video. So I know for a fact that they're giving me plenty of help in the algorithm, which is why I call them all fans.
Tube Sock 7 for the 10. Papa, I'm speaking for the majority of us in saying you are a fantastic journalist and you excel as a post office journalist. Have you given any thoughts on library journalism? Do you own a trifold?
I do own a trifold, actually. Shout out to my man Delete Laws. He's one of the people that I watched from the very beginning, and I learned a lot of my knowledge from them, and Amagansett Press as well. He was one of the founding people, especially that motivated me to go doing what I do. And I have done a couple library videos, and those will be soon to go out. And
that explains it. That sums it up. Amagansett Press, Delete Laws are your people that inspired you. You learned a lot from Delete Laws. Is he a teacher? Is he like a constitutional law scholar or a teacher? Or
I'm not going to speak on his behalf. I'm not sure what he is. You'd have to talk to him on that.
All right, sounds good. David E. Persons, welcome to the show. You there, buddy?
Hey, you got this. You can figure it out. You're muted.
There? Oh, I guess it was. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
There you go. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. I don't want to take very long with this child, but we'll try. A couple of things. First off, you said it motivates you to do what you're doing. So answer me this in 30 seconds or less. Don't go off on one of your 10-minute diatribes. What the hell are you trying to do?
I've already explained this multiple times. I'm sorry.
You said this and that. What is your goal? What is your specific goal? Getting a camera and shoving it in someone's face.
Okay, I don't know where you've seen in one of my situations where I take my camera and shove it into somebody's face. It's came close. It's came close to where people shove their face into my camera. I'm sure you've seen those situations, but I don't just walk up to people.
Answer the question. What is your goal?
My goal has already been explained. I go out and stress test the First Amendment right to record in public areas, and I also look for government tyranny and the people that work for the government inside of it.
Despite the fact you are in clear violation of section 16-11-620, which you already mentioned, but if you've got library videos coming out, I suggest you look at 16-9-340, which deals with that kind of thing, and 625, which deals with public library trespassing, and 16-9-340, which deals with intimidation of court officials. But here's what I want to read to you just to get your reaction to this. This is from South Carolina section 16-17-470. Let me just read it, okay? This is the actual text. It is unlawful for a person to be an eavesdropper or a peeping Tom on or about the premises of another, or to go upon the premises of another for the purpose of becoming an eavesdropper or peeping Tom. The term peeping Tom, as used in this section, is defined as a person who peeps through windows, doors, or other like places, or on or about the premises of another for the purpose of spying upon or invading the privacy of the person spied upon, and any other conduct of a similar nature that tends to invade the privacy of others. The term peeping Tom also includes any person who employs the use of video or audio equipment for the purposes set forth in this section. A person who violates the provisions of this section is guilty of a misdemeanor. What's your reaction to that? To the South Carolina statutes calling you a peeping Tom?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what exactly you'd equate me to a peeping Tom for, but
I just did. It's in the law.
Yeah. All right.
You take your audio and video and you violate people's privacy. Legally, you're a peeping Tom and violate. Why? That's what I don't
So go
get.
and file some lawsuits then, my man. Go for it.
I don't care. You're a waste of
Oh,
time.
you seem to care a whole lot. You joined the live stream. You joined the chat. You made sure you were one of the first people in the call. So it seems to really hold a lot of weight in your mind, man. And that's why I love doing what I do, because I sit here and I live rent free in thousands of people's head every day, every single day. I live rent free in thousands, hundreds of thousands of people's head. I'm sorry?
That's because your daddy is wealthy. I can read.
My dad is wealthy. And where are you getting your information on that? Because I grew up very poor. I grew up very poor.
I can read your hometown newspaper just like you can, pal.
So what does my hometown newspaper say?
The thing with Ellington, the thing with the chief.
No, that's not my hometown. That's not my hometown.
To do with that.
No, you said my hometown. What does my hometown newspaper say?
Aiken, South Carolina.
No, that's not my hometown. See, you don't know anything. You don't know anything about me or my family.
You want to shut up and let me get?
No, I don't. You don't know anything. I'm not going to sit here and let a complete imbecile talk about me and my family.
Yeah, well, take my
go
two
ahead.
master's degrees and my law degree. And
I don't. You can have your point. You can have your argument from a standpoint of power. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. You came here to talk to me.
You don't care about much.
You came here to talk to me. You came here to talk to me, and you got it. There you go. You went up against the Great FAPA, man. You can go and tell your grandkids about it. You can go and talk about how you met the Great FAPA before he really exploded and really did his thing and made his mark in the space. So,
no,
congratulations.
There's a story on the Aiken Standard that explained the resignation of the chief of New Ellington and never mentioned you. And it's like a 2-page story. How come you weren't mentioned there? You were responsible for it.
If you'd
Right.
like, I don't have the link ready. I didn't take the time to go and watch the whole. I mean, it's pretty deep into the town
No,
meeting.
you claim
So
responsibility for it, so you should know that, right?
so usually when you ask people questions or you're waiting for a comment, you usually wait
You
and hear
didn't.
them
Why
out.
should I?
Because
All you do is talk over everyone you don't agree with and then think you've won. Jones kicked your butt, pal. Sorry, but he did.
oh yeah,
And I'm sure there are a lot of other people waiting to do so. So
kicked
yeah,
my
we're
butt
gonna-
and
All I have to say
swore
is
and left
effort-
the last second of
effort
the
and person.
call, and he showed no balls with that kind of comment and leaving. So he can do and say what he
Oh,
wants,
I'm
and you
happy
can
to stay
say
here and listen to your
say
bullshit
what
all
you
night.
want about him. So
Just so
All
I
right,
can-
guys, play nice, play nice, play nice.
Josh,
Thank you,
I'm sorry.
David.
I can't take this anymore.
alrighty, my
No,
man.
you're good.
Thank you for being an
thank
FAPA fan. Thank you for joining the FAPA show. Thank you very much. You have a good night.
Yeah,
All right.
that, and I want to watch that, and I'm going to watch someone throw up. That'll be about as entertaining.
All right. Thank you for being here.
Okay, there's a special guest I want to bring up. Now we're gonna make space. Yeah, David, if you could drop off. I don't want to kick anybody, but
Thank you
I'm
guys
gonna
all
have
for being here, by the way. Appreciate
Say
you.
what?
Make sure you drop a like and make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. So we're gonna keep going here. So this is pretty fun though, I will say. We're having
Yeah,
good
drop
time.
a like, everybody. Yeah, I had to kick 2 people backstage. Nothing personal, guys. Come right back on. It's just I want to make space for one specific guest who will be our next speaker.
So he's
while we're
cherry
waiting.
picking guests, everybody. Let you know here first. So go ahead. Let's
Yeah.
continue.
So I'm just gonna make space until that guest is here.
Go ahead, cherry pick it up, my man. You're good.
Ask your mommy. I'm busy, love. All right. Yeah, the kids. They're quite something. They don't understand what a live stream is. I try to explain to them, but you know.
Hey, the parents are usually the ones trying to tell the kids to pause the online live games. So I guess it's a little bit of a turn back around the little turn of the tables there on that one for you.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I'm always gaming. So the guest is here. I'm gonna read a couple chats, and then we're gonna get going with that. Mr. Shucklers for the one says, "I would love to see the fight scenes." Now, will there be any fight scenes in your audits?
What do you mean fight? What do you mean fight scene?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure either.
Why? That makes 2 of us.
All right. Well, thank you for the support, Mr. Shucklers. NCLP 2006 for the 5. He didn't work to get that Corvette at 19. Daddy had some deep pockets. I am suspicious of your, if it's legal activities, why not just say, oh, I was a trader? What did you do to get that dough?
Like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and defend myself to people that have.
Okay, how much?
Zero.
Just how much did the car cost? It was like 40, 30.
Well, I appreciate that. No, it wasn't quite that expensive, but.
Okay, we don't have a big look of it over here, so I don't know how. What year is it?
It's a 1999 C5 Corvette. I bought it with like 100,000 miles on it.
All right, got you. Thank you so much, NCOP. Mr. Shucklers for the 10. He is an arrogant little punk, isn't he? I do agree. The first time I saw him, I was like.
Some people call it arrogant. Some people call it narcissistic. Some people call it greatness. That's what I usually stick to. So.
Yeah. All right, that's your choice, man. Whatever floats your boat. NCOP 2006 for the 5. The only FAPA fans in here are Joe Jones and his 23 sock accounts. Joe Jones, by the way, has been banned for threatening to use the Second Amendment on viewers. So Joe Jones, go fuck yourself. We're using our freedom of speech. Doesn't mean that you should use your Second Amendment. Grow some fucking balls, grow some thicker skin. Thank you so much, NCOP. Now, one more, and then we'll bring guests. Trish Doran for the 2. Thank you. All we want to see is for you to go away forever.
Well, make sure you stick around because you're going to be waiting for quite a bit.
All right. What's up? Oh, you have an echo.
I do?
Yeah. You don't have your headphones?
I don't. Hold on.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll read another one. I wear my sunglasses inside. Thank you so much, Hugh Hundo, for the 5. He wears glasses to hide his funny-looking eyes because he's insecure about them. Is that true?
Oh yeah, you hit the nail right on the head there, big guy. You got me.
Okay. All right, so there you have it. All right, okay, you're muted. That's why there's.
Is it still echoing?
Yeah.
Wonder what the heck.
You have your headphones or what?
Don't have them on me. I just walked in the door.
Yeah, take a minute, grab your headphones. It's gonna echo because the audio is playing from your computer.
Yeah.
And then you have your mic.
It's all right, guys. We're gonna have to give their viewers a little bit of a chance. It's okay. We'll let them figure it out. They got this. You got this.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. This is the intro, but what's about to happen? You're not gonna like it. That's for sure. Are you aware when I wear my sunglasses inside?
I'm sorry?
With Dummy Kruger, I wear my sunglasses inside.
No.
Oh, okay. He has a pretty fast growing channel as well.
Well,
Yeah.
all power to him. All power to him. Good luck in the space, man.
Sounds good. Tube Sock 7 for the 2. FAPA, you are an American hero. Thanks for all you do.
You got it.
Do
Absolutely.
you consider yourself an American hero?
I get called many different things, many different days, but you know, I like the sound of that one. That one's got a nice ring to it.
All right. Hopefully it doesn't catch on. Now, what do you think of the troops? Do you respect the soldiers or?
Absolutely. What kind of a question is that?
No. Trust me. It's just very normal question. The last guy I had on, who's also a First Amendment auditor, said that they're all traitors, they're all scumbags, and that they fought illegal wars for the last 40 years. So
You know, illegal or illegal, they're just there. They're following orders. They're doing what they are told to do. So you know, whether or not it's legal, you know, I'm not gonna be a warmonger here and tell you what the ins and outs of war are. But you know, if you're willing to put your life down for the sake of our country, whether it be portrayed right or wrong, you know, I have much respect for you.
all right, let me ask you guys in the side chat, have you gained a little bit more respect for FAPA because of that answer? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm just curious. Now, Tube Sock 7.
How do I sound now? Echo?
All right, test. No, you're good. So let me just
Test,
read
test.
this, and
Right
then
on.
it's gonna be all yours. Tube Stock 7 for the 2. Debate score FAPA -5. Frauditor Troll -2. Tones -1. So let's see how Dummy Kruger does. Hey, this is your biggest fan. It's Tube Stock, man.
Tube Sock's the best. Fupa, what's up, man? How are you? Can you hear me okay?
No, I did. Who are you? Who did you call? I'm sorry, I didn't even.
Is it Fupa?
Nah, it's FAPA.
Fupa. Okay, Fupa. Hey, quick question. I haven't seen many of your videos. They have covered them a bunch. I've never been able to cover them. You recently got kicked out for paying a ticket. Is that correct? At like a court?
I got kicked out for paying. I got kicked out for paying a ticket. No.
You were trying to pay a ticket, correct? And they wouldn't let you pay it when you were recording at the clerk's office?
Yeah.
Okay. What ended up with that? I never knew an answer. They wouldn't let you record, so did it go to collections or what happened?
No, you know, I just like I'm not gonna, unless I'm put in an absolute zero other option situation to defend myself. Just like in that situation, these people are looking for any reason to throw the book on me and just to throw me in jail. So I'm not gonna give them a reason to have a warrant out for my arrest for a speeding ticket. I'm good with that.
Gotcha. So you paid the ticket?
Absolutely. I'll just follow it up with litigation later, as I do with every other situation.
You've litigated before?
I'm sorry?
You've litigated before?
No, this is to be coming. Actually, I'm going to be doing this. I have all the paperwork set out and ready to go tomorrow morning. After I win in Columbia, we're going to be heading over to the federal courthouse and filing tomorrow.
Right. So I had trouble finding some of your court records. Are they not online or are they online? Do you know? I'm
not sure, honestly.
You're not sure? Is there any way you would be willing to share them with me?
I don't have them. That's, you know, so I'm not, I have the paper that I posted a while ago that showed that my first case got no prost, and you know, the second time I went to court, the case just got dropped. So I'm not sure what kind of paper I would get to show that happened after that.
Just case numbers or anything like that? I'd love to look over them just because I am curious. I'm being serious. I am curious.
No, I hear you. I you know, I can usually sense it, and I'm even when I do, I usually try to give a straight answer anyways, or as straight as I can. But you know, I'm
so
much.
don't have case numbers or anything like
No.
that. And you're suing the. Okay, so let me get this right. You're suing the courts tomorrow.
No, I'm not going to go into any specifics on that, as it will be an
I wouldn't either,
ongoing
'cause-
investigation. So
Yeah, I wouldn't either. So you said tomorrow you are submitting litigation, though.
could be, could not be. If that's what you heard,
But you
that's
just
what you
said.
heard.
But you just said you were. So
If-
which
if
one?
that's
is it?
what you heard, then that's what you heard.
No, that's what you said. Okay. Anyway,
There you
moving
go.
on. I'm going to let other people get to it. Just one thing. When you paid that court ticket, it did show your address, and let your mom and dad know where you live currently, that their property taxes are due. I think I don't know, it's not too much, but since you do live with them, let them know that the property taxes are due. Would you do that for me?
For sure, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
I
man. You
appreciate
were
the
awesome.
support.
You rock, FAPA. Let mommy and daddy say, let them know that I said hello, and send that court paperwork.
Absolutely. You got it.
Later, guys. Bye.
Sounds good, man. Thanks a lot, DK, Dummy Kruger. I'm sure he'll be covering you in the future. But so you
A
do live
lot
with
of
your mom
people,
and dad.
a lot of people are gonna be wanting to, man. So I don't blame.
But so you do live with your mom and dad, right?
I'm sorry. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's free rent, right? So
Yeah.
cool. All right. I'm gonna read a couple more, then the show will go
It's
on.
funny. It's funny how many people look at that as, you know, not a problem, but they have so many questions about that. It almost seems like their family didn't care enough about them to give them a real good head start in life, and to make sure that at 19 years old that they can buy Corvettes, and within 6 months they're going to be ready to move out and have their own property, doing their own thing. So, you know, it just seems it's very confusing that it's such a far stretch from people. It seems as though they didn't have a very good home life growing up, and I feel for all of them. So everybody that's confused by that, I really feel for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's an interesting little rant here. I mean, it's just a question. No, it's just
Yeah, it was
'cause,
just
like,
an answer,
you know,
man.
no, like when people are coming and they're doing these audits, they're like, oh, well, I'm a lawyer. You know, I'm not saying they're not saying I'm a lawyer, but like I know this about the law and this. But it turns out they live in their mommy's basement.
Yeah, you know, honestly, and you know, everybody
just
on your
diminishes
side,
a little
everybody
bit.
on your side, you're the people you would call Frauditor Troll fans that are mostly FAPA fans. You guys all make the argument from a standpoint of power, and it makes no sense. You know, you don't have to be. Do you have to have a degree in, you know, movie directing to watch a Rocky movie? No, it makes no sense.
I mean,
Nor
you're
do
not
I need a
watching
law
the
degree.
movie,
Nor do I
you're
need a law degree to read a book and to understand what words say on a piece of paper. So I understand that might be a hard thing for you to do, but it isn't for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Retired Nana for the 5. Does he redact the customers he videos? If not, why? Have you heard of privacy compliance?
I'm not sure exactly what privacy compliance is. I can kind of infer what that means, but I'm not sure what I would need to redact the customers in the videos. I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Well,
what
let me
needs
ask
to
you
be
this. Let me ask you
redacted.
this. So, are you one of the guys that believe that there's no expectation of privacy in public?
What do you mean by that?
Straight up, have you used that in your videos? There's no expectation of privacy in public. Is that something you believe in?
Of course. If you were on the public street and you walked and you sprinted down the street naked, are you going to be mad at everybody that you pass and say you should cover your eyes because you can't see me naked? No, you're on a public street. Makes no sense.
All right. Do you believe there's expectation of privacy on YouTube?
What do you mean?
So the people you record in your videos, so
you know what? I know exactly what you mean. I'm not sure exactly how the YouTube privacy policy states it, but I'm not giving out anybody's last name. I'm not giving out their personal information, their addresses,
just their picture
nothing
is
like
more
that.
than enough.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh yeah.
No,
I'm
it's
Against the Press has got 2 videos deleted.
All right,
straight
well,
up. Because of a picture.
File some privacy complaints then, man. Sounds good.
No. I just want to know your understanding of it. It's like.
Well, I have yet to run into a situation where I'm not allowed to do what I do because I know the laws. I know the laws quite well.
Okay, so you're saying you don't think you're gonna get privacy complaints on your videos?
I'm sure I have, and I'm sure they all turn out to be meaningless and futile, like most of you guys' conversations are on that side.
All right, if you say so. I mean, it's a fact. It's been proven that you can get a video totally removed from YouTube. You lose all the money you made on it, because of a privacy complaint, all you need is a picture. If someone
You know how many
doesn't
times
work in
that's
your
happened to
video-
me? You know how many times that's happened to me? And people say it to me every single time that I'm out filming. I don't want to be on your video. You know how many times I've had a video taken down or a privacy complaint?
Probably zero. You're gonna say
Zero
zero. But
times.
do you tell them where the video is going?
Absolutely, I do. I hand out business cards every single time I'm videoing.
All right, if true, that is a good thing, but it's gonna happen at some point.
I post it. I pretty much post it on every single video at the end of it to close it out. I have them sitting in my wallet here. They're always in the back of my wallet. I always got the business cards
So
on me.
people you have arguments with, and they're like, I don't want to be on your video. You're like, here is where you can find it.
No, but you know when.
I'm not talking people that enjoy your stuff. I'm talking people that have an issue with being on your footage.
Yeah, you know,
they know where the footage is going to end up.
Sometimes when I'm given a situation where I'm met with a person that wants to have no real conversation other than to just sit and yell and push their beliefs or their subjective feelings of the day on myself, but I don't tend to lay any weight to their conversation regardless. So those people I try to interact with the least I can.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna read 2 more super chats, then we're gonna get going on the next guest. Here's TubeStock, your biggest fan once again. For the 2, FAPA, you are an expert on constitutional law stuff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sassy for the 5, FAPA, you displayed narcissistic behavior. Prove I'm wrong.
You're wrong. There you go. Point proven.
Taipan 23 for the 10. Does he realize that he can't film in a city hall case Sheets versus Puerto Gorda, nor can you film in a police station case Law Style versus Michu, all federal courts?
Well, that must be why then that must be why I paid a fine and went to jail and had a guilty
Give it time, buddy. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Give it
Paul
plenty
Fraser
time,
of
huh?
Scotland for the 5. Have you, Flappa, been diagnosed with malignant narcissism?
Some people would call it, cancerous, but no, I wouldn't say it's malignant.
All right, and the last one for a little while. Kelly W for the 10. Why is Flappa wearing a wig?
Not too sure. Not too sure.
All right, here's Will. What's up, Will?
Hold on. Before we start that, I just want to thank you, everybody on my stream that's given and donated to me.
Thanks for having me
So
on.
thank you guys
Thanks for having
very
me on,
much. Thank you
Josh.
for being around and thank you for being on the FAPA show and being an FAPA fan. So now we're going to give the next FAPA fan a chance to be on the stream.
Yeah. I mean, hold on.
We're going to listen to him and see what he has to say. So go ahead, Mr. Will. Go ahead. You're live.
Josh, this is your show. Am I allowed to talk now?
Yeah. Speak, man.
Thank you. Okay,
First Amendment,
so
bro.
number 1. Yeah, amen to that. So I put this actually in the private chat. I have a legitimate question for you, Fapa. Number 1, do you or do you not believe, number 1, that the right to film in public is absolute? Yes or no?
There are some cases.
It's yes or it's yes or no. Come on now. Yes or no?
There are some cases.
Is the First Amendment absolute to free press? Yes or no?
There are some cases in the public where it's not. There are some cases in the public where it is.
Josh, is English his first language? Because I said, is it absolute yes or no? He can't say yes or no.
I think it's. You don't speak Spanish, or
Can you not make an inference? Do you not understand what I'm getting at?
No, but
I'm asking a very
closed-ended question.
Okay, no, it's not. Nope.
It's an absolute. Okay. So that's going to make my question a lot simpler because, in your case, if you were to go into a forum where they say filming is not permitted or harassment, which is what a lot of frauditors do, is not permitted, would you go along with that? Yes or no?
What do you mean? Into a
your
forum?
last video. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll let you continue.
No, because so I covered on my channel. Of where you went into a post office and they were like, "Oh, you can't film," blah 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 blah. You were like, "Yes, I can," with your gum chewing, which again, I'm not gonna get into. That's your right. It's annoying, but it's right. So like, when you go into a limited public forum, even though an agent of the forum says filming is not permitted, do you still think you have the right to film?
Yeah, no, I know I still have the right to film, and it's been proven in court once, and it will be again.
So you did go to court over this before. I thought you told Dummy
I don't know
earlier.
how late you must have joined this live here, but yes, I have multiple times.
Wait, am I late, or did you not just say to Dummy you never pursued litigation before?
That's not. Wow, man, you got some short-term memory loss, my man. Nope, that's not what you just said. You asked if I've been to court before, and I have been to court. No, I have not filed litigations, which I just said. Yes.
Well, I don't understand. That's what I asked. I asked if you were.
Well,
in
you were
court
asking
before,
two
and you-
different questions, so I made sure I answered both for you.
I'm sorry. Wait. I don't understand. Josh, again, I don't know if English is the first language. That's a very simple, direct question. Were you in litigation before, and did you not say earlier, again, with litigation, that was the case? I'm not understanding per se.
Well, that's very clear. That's very evident as to the conversation we're having that you're kind of unclear on what you're saying.
Okay. I'll fast forward. So you had mentioned again. I don't know, Josh. Do you have poster 7 still available to put on the screen? Because I'm very interested.
Yeah.
If possible, because and forget about that crap Corvette. I know that's probably Photoshop. There's no way the 19-year-old kid. I was 19-year-old in college. That doesn't exist.
Hey,
So,
you know, many people wake up.
It's my time to talk, dude. I'm done. Stop talking. My time to talk.
Well,
So-
hold on. Let's keep it polite though.
No. Let your fans show their true colors and their true demeanors and their true attitudes. Go ahead. I bring it out all the time just with a phone. We're sitting here having a conversation and this guy's freaking out. So go ahead. You can do and say as you want.
If
Go ahead.
anything, to become 100% transparent, Frauditor Troll Josh, I have emailed over the last year and a half. He's never responded. So on my channels, he's probably bottom 10. Josh, I love your stuff, but whatever. So trust me, I'm not a fan per se of Josh per se.
I tried to reply to all emails.
I know, Josh. It's not you. I'm just saying.
I do apologize.
My point is, I'm not a biased follower. So trust me, Papa, that statement is completely false. But there's two things I'll point out, and then I'll drop out. Number one, can you go back to filming and the original thing you pointed out earlier?
So here's photographs. The
Photographs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Papa, I'm gonna read the first portion, if you don't mind. It says, photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums. And I'm gonna stop right there. In that portion there is a key phrase that says, photographs for news purposes may be taken. What does that mean to you?
It means exactly what it says. Photographs for news purposes may be taken.
Okay, so that word may, is that an absolute term? Or is it dependent on something else?
I'm not gonna sit here. I don't have a law degree, so I'm not gonna sit here and go back.
Well, it's not law. You learn that in second grade. What is the word may? Do you know what the word may means?
So I'm gonna decline to answer that question on the grounds of stupidity. But so
how is that stupidity? It's a very simple concept. It's the point is the term may, because you said earlier, the First Amendment is not absolute. You said that, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So then, okay. So if the First Amendment is not
2 minutes max, Will. We have to move.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I out? Am I done? Or
No. I'm not even gonna boot you. I'm just saying I'm giving you 2 minutes because we have to move.
Okay. I'll just say this and then one more quick thing, and I'll promise I'll be done. So again, with that argument there, photographs may be taken. That means it's not absolute. That means, again, as you look at it, it says that an agent of the limited public forum has the right to facilitate what takes place on their conduct, and filming is not absolute. It may be permitted, but there are limits to that. Now, real quick, disturbances, disorderly conduct. What does that mean to you?
I could pull it up exactly, but
it's right there, dude. Just
it's right there.
It's right there.
Where is it? Go ahead.
If
it's right there, go ahead. Just read it.
You can't read it. I'm sorry. That's why he asked for
Yeah, you got me.
I'm sorry. What is that? No. Well, I'm asking you.
Do you want me to read it for you? Is that
I'm
your
asking
issue?
you what it means.
Disorderly conduct. What disorderly conduct means?
Disturbances. What constitutes being disorderly on poster 7? I'm asking you. What do you Do you know? Because clearly you say you're educated in all this. What is, you know, poster 7? You tell people to look at poster 7 when you're, you know, doing these things. What is yeah, well, what is disturbances? What does that mean to you? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I mean, somebody that would be going in and trying to cause problems, you know, going up to different people saying whatever they have to say, you know.
So when in your
All
last
right, hey,
video,
first
in
of
the
all,
post
buddy,
office,
don't
when
tell
you
me
were-
to stop
you're
talking. You're not gonna sit
Will,
here and tell me to
Will,
stop
there was
talking.
2 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
That was.
All
Why
right,
don't you
thank
stop
you.
talking? See you later,
Josh, tell us
Mr. FAPA
poster 7
fan.
disturbances.
Take
Look
it
at
easy.
it.
You
Thank
have
you, Josh.
a good one,
Sounds
man.
good. Thanks. I do understand what Will was saying with the May part here, but that's not the big checkmate in poster 7. It's the authorized personnel. We already established that, and FAPA did concede defeat to that, and he refused to answer. So that's already been established. But thank you, Will, for participating. And P-Base here, but first let's read some super chats. D9 one time for the 5. It's funny listening to him trying to defend his position. Even after providing him with case law, he still tries. Typical idiot. Well, I'll say this. He did better than Vegas VIP. He sure did. So I will give credit where credit is due. And he did better than Fake Mike Real Whisk. That's for sure. I don't know if he's doing better than Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation is like usually tries to research a little bit more, but he's doing all right. But
Yeah, this isn't something for me to spend a week on and go and research and look up different things to say, man. I don't need to make up a story when I'm on the side of truth. I can just sit here and tell it exactly how it is. There's no need for practice. There's no need for getting stories together in my head. There's no need for punchlines set up in my head because there's no need for it.
That you're not on the side of truth. You might. All right. Hold on, Kibe. Hold on.
Sorry. That was just so stupid. I'm a proud, ignorant woman, like Luann said on that one King of the Hill episode. Is that what you're saying? I don't need to read. I don't need to learn how if you're a journalist, then you don't need a profession. Like,
P-Bay, give me a sec, man. Give me a sec.
Sorry.
Let me just read this, and I'll let you have all your fun. I promise. Trixie for the 5. Are you able to have a conversation without being a donkey?
Am I able to have a conversation without being an donkey? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I've been FAPA. I've been the greatest. I've been the same the entire time. So
the greatest? It's like you're like some goat or some shit?
If that's what you want to call it, sure.
Man,
those are your words, not mine.
There's no humility whatsoever, man. There's like, I don't want to burst your bubble. Trust me, it's hard to get on YouTube.
People have been trying the entire time, man, and it hasn't happened yet. So don't worry,
It's hard to get on YouTube and to get subs. Trust me, I know it's hard. But 17K, like, even though it's fantastic, it's great. If you have 4 arrests for 17K, not worth it. Not that great of an accomplishment. If you had 0 arrests and you didn't harass anybody, you didn't piss off anybody, then fantastic. That's a great accomplishment.
Hey, guess what? I can't control who I piss off, man. I walk down the street and piss people off with how I look, so I can't control that. I can't control everybody else's opinions on me, man.
Sounds good, man.
I just can't.
Sounds good. Idle 8 for the 2. Dude, you are an insufferable Jersey. Grow up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yvonne Kush Queen for the 2. FUPA. Yes. I Googled it. Now I got the joke now. Thank you. Thank you very much, Yvonne. I'm sorry I ruined your super chat earlier. But thank you so much, as Dusman, for the 5. You live with your parents. The ladies are all clearly repulsed by you. You're like the East Coast silence. I ain't mad at you. I just laugh at you. Thank you very much. I think that was more of a statement than a question. NCOP 2006 for the 5. Nothing wrong with living with your parents. Most frauditors do so anyways. Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing, I guess technically there isn't anything wrong. I mean, but
other people to not be so fortunate. Other people to not be so fortunate as to have a family that wants to help them out and really make sure they're successful. And I'm going to do the same exact thing for them. As soon as I have the money to do so, I'm going to take care of them on the back end. So they're providing me with the best life that I can, so I can have the best success later in life. And if you're going to discredit somebody for that, then that just shows the saltiness on your part and the situation that you didn't have. And trust me, that's not the first situation that somebody is salty towards the situation that I live in today. People wake up wishing every single day that they wake up
That they
and
were
there's
you.
somebody else. I wake up ecstatic being myself. So I don't
I
blame
can
anybody.
clearly see that. You seem very ecstatic to be yourself, and it resonates. It emanates a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. Glad you caught the drift on that one.
Yeah, I see that. Sean K. Lee for the 2. Fupa, no offense, most frauditors live at home at 50. Exactly. So if he's still at home at 21, you know, they'll hopefully, as long as, I think, you know, whatever, you live at home with your parents, no problem. But at 25, around 25, you need to get some independence, and I'm pretty sure you'll be out there, you know, whatever. There's so much to talk about on FAPA's inadequacies and
Well, let's hear him. Let's hear him. You know, that's more of a debate than what we've been having this entire time for about an hour and 40 minutes going on. So go ahead, let's hear it.
Hey,
What you got?
nobody has ever accused me of being smart, man. I'm here to entertain. That's it.
Dude, oh man, I seriously can understand that. I seriously can understand that.
Yeah, unlike you, I'm not full of myself though. But thank you so much, retired Nana.
You would be too if you were me, man. You would be too if you were me.
4 arrests, 17K subs. I don't know, man. That's not. I don't envy those stats whatsoever, bro. Whatsoever. I'm pretty happy with my life. I have a wife, kids. I have, you know, a house, steady income. I don't get arrested. Life is good, man. Life is great.
Fantastic,
Retired
man.
Nana for the 5. YouTube requires privacy compliance. Indeed. Thank you. All right, one last one, and then we'll get started. Stuart B for the 5. It's great that you're happy and confident. I hope you put your future energy into legal ventures rather than criminal ones. Use your talent for good, please. That's a very nice comment.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All right, P-Bay. Go for it. Blast off.
Okay, sorry, let me unmute. Sorry. Okay. How's it going, FAPA? I'm not going to insult you. I actually have some legit questions.
You can't insult me regardless,
hey,
so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool you're confident. That's not, we're not being salty about it. It's more of a cheap shot at you because you live at your parents at 21. Some people do, and that's cool. I mean, you know, I'm not making fun. I just...
Hey, sure. So, hey, man, you know, some people just aren't as smart in
man.
the situation given. They don't know how to play their cards correctly. And I can absolutely say without question, without qualms, without doubt, that I'm playing my cards exactly. I'm playing my cards exactly.
Home. Real estate values goes up usually, and cars depreciate like a rock.
Yeah, and if
Like,
you knew
you're
the full,
even
and if you knew the
requesting
full situation, you would definitely understand why I made the decision to do so.
Just it seems odd. That's all. It feels a little odd there. That's all. I just, you know. But hey, whatever. I don't know the situation. You're right. I don't know your life. But I guess my question goes with here. I work at a public library, so it's a little different from post office, and we are a limited public forum, which I'm assuming you've heard that term before, right?
Right.
Okay. So in the sense that if you showed up and started recording patrons, we would probably ask you to stop because it would probably cause a disturbance. Now, that's Austin, we have a huge library, the central one, which is 6 stories. People record all the time because it's huge. It's a place to kind of record stuff. There's a lot of displays and whatnot. But I guess my thing is, what would you be auditing by shoving a camera in people's faces there? I mean, you seem like you're doing it at post offices, which is kind of played out. If you went to a library, what would you be looking for there if you wanted to go there? I mean,
I gotta say, I'll point it out again. I really love the statement of shove the camera in people's faces. Not a singular time have I ever done that. Not a singular time have I ever done that.
The guy was about to kick your ass.
Oh yeah, I was
kept pointing at him. You were
absolutely terrified.
Come on now.
I was absolutely terrified and stupefied by that guy. Absolutely terrified, stupefied.
I was stupid like that. You wanted to pick a fight a little bit. Come on.
Sure, if that's what you inferred from that video, then that's what you inferred,
I know
man.
You did, man. I was like you, not as this extreme, but God, I wish I had your confidence. That's impressive. But it seems like you're kind of antagonizing. Like the guy told you not to record him. Why would you keep recording him?
Because if I walked up to that guy and told him to stop wearing a white shirt, what is he going to tear his shirt off? No, it makes no sense.
But he's not pushing the shirt in front of you or pointing it at you. The shirt's not.
Again, not once have I ever went up to somebody and went like that with my camera into their face. Not one time. Not one time.
Yeah, okay, great. Fair enough. You didn't shove in their face, but you're pointing at them. You know that's going to piss them off. And the church, I'm curious, what are you doing with
If
the
I walk
church?
around Baltimore with a Steelers jersey on, it's probably going to piss some people off too, but there's not a damn thing they can do about it.
Well, I mean, it's a crappy team and crappy town, but whatever. Yeah, great. And there's somebody who hates the Cowboys even, so, I mean, you know, I hate football in general, but yeah, Steelers, gosh. Anyway, but you know that was pissing him off, and you kept pointing at him. But also the church, how is the church going to affect your First Amendment? They're not a government agency. They're a private group.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
So the First Amendment wouldn't apply there. Private groups can hinder that.
Right.
Also,
not when I'm on a public sidewalk, though, correct or
Okay,
incorrect?
What?
If not when I'm on a public sidewalk, though, correct or incorrect?
Sure, fine, I'll give you that. But don't you think that might be alarming given the fact that nowadays people shoot up churches, that you might be somebody who's scouting for that? I mean, it kind of comes off as you're antagonistic.
So which one is it? Am I scouting for shootings of a church, or am I being antagonistic? That whole roundabout story makes zero sense.
I mean, you could be unhinged and crazy. I mean, I deal with that all the time. I work at a public library. Believe me, I deal with crazy people all the time.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Yeah,
Especially you said Austin, Texas, too, right? Yeah, I can definitely imagine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. I used to do security of all kinds of places, and you know, shit like that would happen. But on both sides of
eBay.
What's up?
No, it's just 1 or 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. But with the church, you don't think that might have been alarming? Just pointing a camera at them and not. I mean, you weren't. I'm assuming you're not saying anything, right?
What do you mean?
I watch Frauditor Troll's videos on you.
Okay. So what's the question exactly? I'm kind of confused.
You don't think that a reasonable person would view that as kind of creepy or possibly threatening to just stand there and point at a private group like a church, you know?
So do you think it would be normal for that same normal person to see something that they don't understand and just go up to somebody that they have no idea who they are, especially if they're that scared of a camera? Why would you even come up to me, first of all? But second of all, why would you come up to me and demand me of things, somebody that you don't know, me doing my own thing on a public sidewalk?
Because it's weird and creepy and it's pointed at the church. I would ask the same thing, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you okay?
Right, okay, that's perfectly normal. You walk up to somebody and you don't know what they're doing. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'm taking some pictures.
Yeah,
I'm filming some churches, some nice churches and some nice people in it.
But my question is now, when you guys say I'm working on a story, what's the story? Because I never know what the story is as I'm going in. The story unfolds as it happens. The story could be different every single time. Okay, so you're not Walter Cronkite there, but okay. So there is no story, essentially, is what you're saying. You're just going along, just.
So I'm not sure if you're hard of hearing or that was a hard sentence to understand.
No, that's
but
not
I said
a story. Then you're not a journalist. That's the point. Just admit that you're not.
Okay, so what factors play into that? What would you define as a journalist in your eyes and not a journalist?
You would have a story. You would actually produce something. You wouldn't be part of it. Most journalists aren't. It's kind of how journalism works.
Okay.
I've actually had friends.
Do you know any newscasters?
I actually do know a freelance journalist, and when he watches y'all's videos, he laughs because he's like, "We would never do that." He goes, "We'd have something set up. We'd have a contact with the media folks. It's like we have a whole bunch of professional ethics we have to follow."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're asking too much, PB. That's too much to ask of a frauditor to have ethics and procedures. Integrity.
Oh, no, I have plenty of integrity. I have plenty of integrity.
PB, I think you did a great job. I'm gonna just wrap it up so we can bring.
Can I ask one more quick question?
Yeah, sure, go.
Does Bam Margera know you're raiding his closet?
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, okay. So you just
remember he's 21. He doesn't know who Bam is. How would you know?
Tell him to ask his daddy. I mean, he fights his battles.
His daddy should know.
All right, kid. Well, hopefully you grow up and actually get a job and stuff.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you for being on the FAPA show today, man. Thank you for being a fan.
Show, dipshit, it's Frauditor Trolls.
Oh, there we go. Unclassy at the end. So salty, man. So salty. There we go. There we go. The lack of class shines again. The lack of class shines again. They call me the bad guy. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, like at the end of the day,
I don't know about bad guy. Bad guys are actually tough. You're not. You run away from an old man who hits you with a bag.
No, you're right.
Like at the end of the day, this is the FAPA show right here. There's 115 people watching. Yeah. That's the FAPA show.
Like him.
And the show here has 1,000. So
Yeah.
I mean, that should tell you.
Just like I said, man, just because it's your end of the broadcasting and advertising for my show doesn't mean it's not 1,000 of FAPA fans. They're all here to watch me. They are all here to watch me.
All right, thank you, man.
All right.
Always nice to have you here. All right.
Yeah, no, you're awesome, FT. Fuck you, FAPA.
There you go. Well done.
Yeah, that's why you're FAPA. You won't get laid.
There you go. Well done. Congratulations.
All right,
man.
P-Man.
Thank you for being on the FAPA show.
Peace.
You take it
Yeah,
easy.
whatever, tough guy. Take off them glasses. Let's see your ugly little beady eyes.
Okay, P-Man. I don't want to put you backstage, but I will have to, man. Come on.
All right. It's out of
fair.
respect to you, FT, not.
That's what
dipshit
it's
here.
called. No class versus class, right here. That's what it is. That's all it is.
I mean,
It's as
he's
easy
allowed.
as that.
He's using his First Amendment.
Oh yeah, it's hard for either one of you, like anybody on your side. I've seen it multiple times on your lives where you just sit here and you do nothing but insult the person, and you have no realistic or tangible conversation to try to reach any common grounds or talk about laws that you dispute. And
Okay, but to be fair, I didn't insult you though.
no, you didn't.
Right?
You didn't. You really changed up your mantra on these and how you do it because I have I'm not gonna say as to why, but I'd say about what did you say, about 1,000 FAPA fans you got on your end, then they know exactly why.
What? No, no. Do elaborate, please.
You're good, man. You're good. I don't want to.
No, I mean, all the
blow up your
shows are
spot
always
here.
like this, man. Have you watched all my debates with Rogue Nation?
I've
with
watched
Rice
I've
Krispies?
watched plenty of I've watched plenty of hours in your lives, and quite
I
frankly,
appreciate that you're a big fan. I appreciate.
quite
that.
frankly, it's been a waste of all my hours because these conversations are meaningless and futile, and they have no substance behind them, and you don't get anything done. All you usually do is sit there and insult people, insult your guests, and they sit there and take it. And they sit there and take it. Like I don't remember exactly what the guy's name was, but he was sitting in front of his computer in like a nice tie and a shirt and had his glasses on, and he just sat there and took insults like a spineless guy the entire time. And that's not meant as an insult to whoever that was. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name right now. But that's not something I'm sitting here to do, and I have a feeling you knew that from the get-go, probably before. So
No, I treat you like everybody else. I've treated all the frauditors that I didn't put on white gloves to talk to you, but at the same time, I'm not going to berate you. And I used to catch a lot of flack for that. People were like, why aren't you berating these guys? Like the first couple live streams I did, and I said, if I go and just insult and berate them, who's going to come next? Nobody's going to show up. They don't want to come and be berated. So I've never berated or insulted or purely insulted any of my guests. You're not special, bro. You're just like every last one of them. You're not the first. You won't be the last.
all right. Well, we'll
treat you
make
like
sure
everybody else.
we'll make sure we take that soundbite and I'll compare it and I'll make a video compilating all the.
Okay, wait.
times you
Maybe
insulted
audit
people.
them. Were you talking about audit them?
No, it didn't happen, right? No. We'll just leave it for later. It never happened.
Yeah.
It never
Keep
happened.
it for later. That's fine. And maybe I'll bite my words. Who knows? Maybe I was a little. Here's
Navy girl. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
you get
there's
some
your
more
favorite
time to
Navy girl.
shine,
Now-
and you don't have to pay for it. Look at that. You got a front row free ticket to the FAPA show. Welcome. Thank you
Alright,
for being a
just
fan.
hold-
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Hold your horses for that because we will read some super chats before we get on with the massacring.
Oh,
And-
go ahead. Start reading all the other comments from all the people who want to pay for attention. Go ahead.
All right. Navy girl, I'm just going to put you on mute, but you will be ready. Just a second. Jim Mar for the 2. FUPA, YouTube's policy requires signature and profit. Thank you so much, Jinmar.
Thank you for
W.
that.
Kruger for the 5 Frauditor memberships. Thank you very much, buddy. And
What a guy.
I
What a
really
nice guy.
appreciated your
What a
appearance
nice
on the
guy.
show.
Wish the ending could have been better for you with some more class, but that's all right. Everybody can't handle it. I understand.
That's your opinion. Tube Sock 7 for
It
the
seemed
2.
to be proven fact multiple times here on this show in this 2 hours alone. So I'd say that's pretty safe, a safe assumption to make.
Your opinion. FAPA, are you planning to gather content throughout the USA?
Absolutely. I'll be starting my trek up the East Coast pretty soon.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be a travel vlogger now?
If that's what, if that's a
Like
name.
your buddy?
Some people call me travel vlogger. Some people call me goat as yourself. Some people call me the bad guy as yourself. You can put whatever name you want to me.
You're
You
gonna try to use that as a
can put whatever
soundbite,
name
but-
you want to me, man. Doesn't bother me either way.
I was asking you if you saw yourself as a goat. That's what I was asking. It was a question, not a statement. Dylan Manuel for the 2. Thank you very much for the 2 super sticker. Yvonne Kush Queen for the 2. Fupa, lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas.
Brilliant, my man. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that.
That's a woman, Yvonne.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Thank you.
No, I mean, she has a good point. Like, if you hang out with frauditors, you do frauditing, you're going to have consequences that go along with frauditing.
You know, you make assumptions, you make an ass out of you and me. I'm not sure what she's trying to put out by that, but yeah, that really makes no sense and holds no weight.
It does, but okay, that's your choice. Cold Stonewall for the 2. Fupa needs to beg his parent for a better pubes hat. All right, that's kind of a cheap shot, but thank you very much, Cold. Hima for the 5. Fapa, you need to fix your teeth before you bought the vet.
Interesting. Thank you.
Navy Text Ranch for the 5. If you really want to defend the Constitution, then actually do a job where you take an oath to it like my brothers and sisters did and do.
I've taken an oath of my own. So
what is your oath?
I've already told you what my creed and my what I do is, so I'm not going to sit here and repeat myself in that circular conversation. So
Paul Fraser of Scotland for a 5. Flopa is a clear cut of malignant narcissism, huge ego, lack of empathy for those he annoys. Please do seek help.
I like the Donald Trump little thing there. Huge ego. I like that. I'll start using that. Missing the H. That's a huge ego right there. We'll take that. Honestly,
At least you got something out of that super chat. Big Keith for 41 for the 5. Why do all frauditors like you and DMA got bad teeth? Lol. Thank you, Big Keith. NCOP 2006 for a 10. I have to admit, I was expecting a train wreck like Whizboy the other night. Tonight, the train never jumped off the rails. This is one of the best debates I've witnessed. Thank you.
I wish we could have gotten to some better content and more substantive talks. And
I mean, we asked you, bro.
topics.
When I got into the actual specifics and I pulled up poster 7, you bowed out.
What do you mean I bowed out? Where exactly
you
did I
didn't
bow
want
out?
you didn't want to hold on. Let me pull it up. Where is it? Just a second.
It's more to the right.
Yeah, no, it's one of the many things. No, but I was here and we were talking about poster 7, and you conceded victory. You conceded that you didn't want to go further. That they were allowed to remove you because they're authorized personnel. This gives them the power. That was one of the things that we talked. That was actual meat and potatoes, and you backed out.
Honestly, I don't remember exactly where that happened in the conversation, but I'm sure somebody will put it together. I'm sure somebody will clip it and put it back out there. So if it is, it is. If it isn't, then
yeah. I mean, I was trying to get down
truth
to the meat and
prevails again.
potatoes and just like really have it has to do with your frauditing. Poster 7 is at the core of everything you do in a post office, and you conceded that you didn't even want to answer. I asked you, is an employee allowed to tell you to stop and has the power to tell you to stop? And you didn't want to answer.
So I mean, I guess if that's the case, then I guess I'll keep it the same. Then if I didn't want to answer, then I didn't want to answer. There you go.
All right, well there you go. So you can't complain that you don't have we're not having an intelligent debate if you don't want to answer.
We'll not answer, and we'll just let the court cases speak for themselves, as I've been proven correct time and time again, and I will be again tomorrow.
All right, we'll see about that.
We will.
We
We
will see
absolutely
about
will.
that. Time will tell. I'd say you're very confident as usual. So Norm 2023 for the 5. Wearing a shirt has nothing to do with exploiting someone's image on the internet. You're using their image to make money. That is true. Thank you, buddy. And you have retired Nana for the 5. You need to read the privacy law. When you are told not to video and you still do, the person has the right to have you arrested. No, I don't know about that. I've never heard about that.
No, that's absolute brilliance coming from your side right there. There you go, man. You know, you should call the police stations where I'm at when I'm going live and going video, and you should call them and have me arrested right away. Then you should be all set.
All right, we're gonna read one more, and then I will bring the people on. Aloha 967 Street 4 for the 10. When will you buy a night ride car? Sort of a cocky piece of work. You are overly aggressive and cocky when you frauded. I would not expect this career to last much longer.
Well, a lot of people said that they would not expect the career to start. So I've proven people wrong in the beginning, and I'll continue to do so throughout my entire career, as you called it.
We'll see that. William Stryker, thank you so much for the 2 trolls. Send me a link. I already emailed you. You should have emailed me like 5 minutes before the live stream, man. I totally forgot. Really apologize. I'll send you the link now, but I'm going to be done in about 30. I just hope we can bring you on. But thank you very much. All right. So go ahead, Navy girl.
Good evening, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And you?
I'm lovely. I have a question. Who would you say are the biggest defenders of the Constitution?
Are you talking to Josh or are you talking to me?
You.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, welcome to the FAPA show. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for joining today.
Could you do me a favor? Would you do me? I mean, I'm not going to insult you in any way. I'm here to talk to you. So could you do me a favor and have a little bit of respect and take what I'm trying to talk to you about seriously?
I do that to every single conversation I have. I do that to every single conversation I have. I don't know where you've felt the slightest bit of disrespect or anything like that from what I've given you as in the terms of short responses so far, but I'll continue to do the same thing I've done the entire night.
Okay, so my question is, who would you say are the biggest defenders of our Constitution, our most endearing document?
I would say anybody that puts their safety and their life and their freedom on the line to defend so is on equal standing grounds. You know, there are some that takes more than others, obviously, but we all do the same thing, so I'm not going to put anybody above or below anybody.
So would you say that you are in the same category as me? Like, I served in the Navy for 20 years. Would you say we basically did the same job?
Let me ask.
In regards to defending the Constitution.
So just to make sure you're listening to me, so it would, with my previous answer, what I just gave you, would you infer that would that be one of those situations where it takes more pride, takes more guts to do what I'm doing, or would you say not?
I would say that someone who serves their country and puts their life on the line does more than you do. Yes, I would say that.
Well, then perfect. I've already stated that, so then it looks like you've just answered your own question. Congratulations.
Okay. Because see, as someone, and there's a lot of vets in the chat, someone who fought, who is a disabled veteran, I find it offensive that you said that you do this for fun, that you take, it seems like it's just a big joke.
What would you say? What are you pointing to? I do it for fun because I find what I'm doing, going out and filming content. Yes, sometimes there is bad ramifications and repercussions for what I'm doing, but I find it pretty amusing and pretty fun at the same time as doing a great service for our Constitution and defending our rights as humans in this great country.
I would think something that would be really great, in my opinion, would be go to a VA, not to film, go talk to some vets and see what they did to defend that Constitution.
Okay, I'm not sure where you're making your standpoint or your argument in a point of power from, but I have many family members.
I don't have any power. I'm just a vet.
I have many family members that have served
I'm not anybody special. I'm just saying that you claim to be defending the Constitution, stress testing it, as you said, and I find it offensive as a veteran. I really do. And I'm just suggesting to go talk to some people who truly defended the Constitution. Because standing in a post office, buying a stamp, is not defending the Constitution. It's not.
Okay.
And I just find it offensive. I really, really do.
Well, you know, you wouldn't be the first one to find that offensive in any respect.
But you don't care. You don't care.
It's not that I don't care. You know, I care about many people's feelings, and you know, I'm not out there to hurt people's feelings. That's not what I'm out there to do. I am out there to show where the absolute disconnect between reality and make-believe land for these law enforcement officers that come out and to these ridiculous situations where people are calling the police on people with a phone. So I know that I know that this is not what you and everybody else who served in the Army, and I know many people, or not the Army, the Navy, excuse me, and every other branch of the military. I know I have many family members that have done so, and I know many people that have done so as well. So I'm not, I don't do that to disrespect. I don't do that to disrespect. And the fact that you find disrespect in it kind of is disrespectful to me, because
why?
Because I'm sitting out there, I'm defending the same exact Constitution. It may not be in the way you see fit, it may not be in the way you did, but I'm out here doing the exact same thing.
Come on, dude.
You're not.
You don't really.
You're not.
Do you really?
I was a Navy medic.
Now again, I'll go back to my first statement. Some like you on a different caliber, yes, it takes more guts and it takes more pride, and you have to do a whole lot more. That me, quite frankly, I've been sat in this situation and I almost joined the Marines, and that's something that I can't do. That's something that I can't do as of right now, and it's not something that I had the want to do, nonetheless the gall to go and do. That's a very tough thing to do, yes, but it's also, in my own respects, it's a very tough thing to go out and do what I do as well.
And profit from it.
I'm sorry?
And profit from it.
Did you go to the Navy for free?
Are you kidding me? You really want to compare?
That's a stupid question, right? Yeah, it's a stupid question, right? Yeah, exactly.
I didn't join the Navy to be rich.
I didn't join the First Amendment. I didn't create the First Amendment Protection Agency to get rich. I was doing just well on my own before I started, and I'll continue to do extremely fine after I'm done.
All right, okay. We have to wrap it up.
I just have a really quick one more question.
Yeah.
You said you got Chili's trifold?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever kind of researched the cases that are on there? Because you know that's been debunked several times.
There's many pieces of information that I take from it, and there's many things that I put my own spin on and use my own words. And you know, I don't take it as I wouldn't recommend for anybody to do, including me. Don't take everything I say for granted. Don't take everything I do for granted. Don't think it's gospel, because it may not be. It may not be. But I would suggest anybody to do as I do and look at the situation at hand, take out what you believe to be correct, and make your own assumption and make your own opinions on the situation around you. And that's what I do every single day.
But I thought the law was black and white.
It is. It absolutely is.
Okay. Hey, Josh, thank you very much. I wasn't disrespectful to you. I appreciate you not being disrespectful. I mean, I think you're disrespectful, but not to me. And I would just, maybe talk to some vets and see what they did for this country.
I do all the time.
Ask yourself if you really truly believe you're defending the Constitution or trying to profit off of it.
Okay, no need to ask. I've already given the answer multiple times. I'm not going to sit here and have a circular conversation. So thank you for being on the FAPA show and being a fan today. We really appreciate you.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. You've been so cocky and disrespectful, and as somebody who's like 3 times your age, I would consider.
Oh, I would have given you at least like 4 or 5 times, honestly, but that's good.
God, aren't you adorable? You're so cute. Try being humble.
She's 80 or 100.
Hey, you're real good at math. You're getting real good there, Frauditor Troll.
Yeah. If
No,
you think
I
that's an
always
insult, it's not. It's not an insult. I would just suggest if you want to, in air quotes, defend the Constitution, learn to be a little more humble to your fellow man and not be such a confrontational, narcissistic prick. I mean, it's really easy. It really is easy.
Well, I'll give you
be
the
good.
same piece of advice. I'll give you the same
No,
piece
it's
of advice in
obviously
the other
not.
direction.
He can't do it. Navy girl, I think you're asking too much.
I'll give you the same piece of
think I
advice
am.
in the
I think I am.
complete opposite direction. I'll give you the same piece of advice in the opposite direction. You need to become more comfortable in your own skin and be able to stand up for what you believe in and how you are every single day. So that's
Are you
the piece
kidding
of
me?
advice.
He did.
20
He just
years?
did.
I'm 20 years in the military, and I came up here to confront you because you made some snide comment when I was just saying that many people have come up here and tried to act like they're going to be the smartest person in the room.
Right, and
And
they
they've
all
all
lost to
failed.
me. They all lost to me. I know. I gotta, no need to pat
Wait, so
myself on
you
the back
think
that
you
bad.
came
But
out on top?
I'm sorry.
You think you came out on top out of all these conversations?
I mean, who else would you put over me?
I mean, everybody.
You mean everybody?
Yeah,
Really?
like you came out looking like a fool out of every single one of these conversations, except maybe one. There was one where it was more even than.
Just do me a favor. Don't disrespect veterans by saying if you truly respect veterans, do not say to people that you are on the same level of doing what you're doing, because you're not.
I don't know. I'm not going to sit
many
here. This is
auditors
the last
have
time
come
that I'm going to
and
offer
many
this
have
part of the
gone.
circular conversation. I'll go back. I'll refer to my first statement. There are many different parts of the thing, the amendments and the Constitution. And within each of these parts, it takes different things and different skills and different levels of commitment and different outcomes, different possible outcomes. So that would be the last time that I explain that to you and how I feel about
No,
it.
I know where you're coming from, Navy girl. It's like you defended our country, you put your life on the line, and this guy is saying that in a smart ass way and kind of like talking left and right. He's saying that he's kind of doing the same thing. And
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Disrespectful. Yeah, it is disrespectful. It's not the first time we hear it. DMA thinks he's done more for the country than vets themselves.
Yes.
So this guy isn't saying that, but he's saying he's doing in a different way, but he's putting himself on the same level. Yeah,
When you can tell me that you can go and say goodbye to an auditor as they get LCAC off a ship, and then they don't come back because they got their head blown up, come and talk to me.
Honestly, when that situation happens, I'll be good on talking to you. This will probably be the last time we interact. I'll be completely honest.
That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. But just something to think about. Thank you so much, Josh. Have a great night.
Navy girl, it's always a blast having you here. So I'm gonna make another 20 minutes available. You're cool with that, FAPA?
I'm down, man. I'm here.
Yeah, I have some jerk chicken downstairs that's waiting for me, and I'm hungry.
Heard
and,
that.
Yeah, so, and it is a school night. Kids are going to school tomorrow. So I'm going to bring in, there's going to be two more. Everybody in the background, I'm very sorry. We're going to bring NCR and we're going to bring Frauditor Roundup, and that's going to be it for the night. So I do apologize to the other 4 people that aren't going to get a chance. I am sorry, but you know how these things go. There's no guarantees to be able to bring up everybody, and it's just what it is. FAPA is in high demand. People want to roast him. People want to debate him. So
they all want to see me. They all want to see me. You got to finish the whole statement, man. You got to finish the whole statement.
I mean, they might want to see you. Like, hate watching is a thing. Like, I agree that there are, like, hate watching is a healthy part of a channel. For example, most of my I'm Against It views at first, it'll be my subs, and then his subs are just gonna watch through the search algorithm.
Right.
So it could be beneficial, but I try to cover the frauditors as much as possible so they don't have to go watch it on your channel. But I don't cover all your videos. But yeah, thank you so much, Retired Nana, for the 5. Does he know why the Constitution was written? If you don't, you better read it. It's protection from the government. that's one point that I was talking about with FAPA earlier, is that he didn't understand who can violate your First Amendment. He had no idea. He was clueless. I was asking him, and he just had no clue. But I educated him. I told him that only the government can violate your First Amendment, and now he's educated. Now he knows a little bit more than before.
Yep, you got me.
Oh, but those are facts, right?
Sure.
No, without any condescending or playing with words, those are facts. You didn't know that only the government can violate your First Amendment, right?
No, that's not true, because what I would consider a violation is clearly different than what you consider.
No, I'm talking
a
about
violation.
legally. Like, you can't sue a private citizen for violating your First
Now
Amendment.
that's a very different statement. That is a very different statement. But you can be violated in more than one way. And a constitutional right can be violated in much more than one way. So to say that a violation of a First Amendment right can only be done by a government is a pointless statement.
It's not pointless. It's factual. Like,
well, I'm not going to sit here and have circular conversations,
like, right
man.
now,
So
I can't violate your First Amendment. I can't. I'm not the government. Just can't. Like, I could try. Like, for example, Amagaza Press, one of your heroes. Let me ask you about this, actually. He does a bunch of copyright strikes on my channel all the time to try to silence my free speech. He's not violating my First Amendment because he can, but he is trying to silence a critic. What do you think about that?
I would say that I'm not gonna make comments on what he has to do. Maybe there are probably more unforeseen thoughts and thoughts behind his actions than what I know. So I'm not gonna make assumptions and comments on what he does and why he does it.
Would you do copyright strikes on people that criticize you if they add commentary on your videos?
Have you ever had a copyright strike?
No, it's a question. No, it's a question.
That was another question. Have you ever had a copyright strike?
Not from you, no.
All right. So no, I would not. Absolutely not.
That's good. That's good. I'm just looking out for my community because it is a very dirty move.
If I didn't like all the backlash and all the hate, which I absolutely love, you guys, all of my FAPA fans, you guys come up with some real funny stuff. I will say, you guys keep me entertained for quite a while, and I love it. I love it. You guys keep me entertained forever. I could sit there and read the comment section all day and laugh, and oh man, I love it. But
yeah, you like just negative attention, positive attention, just all attention, right?
I learn to like it because I get it wherever I go, so it doesn't matter. I'd rather learn to like the situation that I'm in than have to hate it.
Gotcha. All right. O-face for the 2. Congrats on getting 1986 Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise wish he could speak off the cuff like me. He really wish. He needs a whole script for 2.5 hours to sit there and talk in front of a camera. I don't.
All right. So disrespecting Tom Cruise, although he's a Scientologist, so an ex-Scientologist, should I say. So anyways, but that's just topic for another day. Circus Peanuts, FUPA, great value Andrew Tate with less charisma. Yeah. I don't know. He's not dabbling in the same topics as Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's a clown of his own. But what do you think about him? You look up to him, or?
I love Andrew Tate, man. He spreads a great message. He teaches people fantastic things, and the way to handle yourself and the way to conduct yourself in everyday life and the people around you. And I think he's a fantastic influence on everybody he comes across. So
I think
absolutely.
he contradicts himself so much. He was talking about how he gets mad bitches and how to treat the bitches, and has like a OnlyFans managing company, and then he converts to Islam and says, no, you need to do good and don't participate in any frivolous activities. He's a walking contradiction. But that's for another time. NCR News Network, how's it going, bud?
Thanks for having me up. I'm doing pretty good.
All right, I'm just gonna lower your mic a little bit.
Yes,
so
please.
we're all
Thank
on
you.
the same volume. But yeah,
appreciate
go
that.
ahead.
First question I have for FAPA, or whatever he wants to call himself. True or false? The government has the right to take away the First Amendment freedoms from a place just because it's government owned or operated.
Say it again.
All right. Just because a place is owned or operated by the government, do you have a First Amendment right to record or film there? Yes or no?
Not 100% of the time, no.
Well, it's good you understand that part, but the answer is no. Just because it is, and it comes from Greer versus Spock, 1976, U.S. Supreme Court case. If you can understand that part. Just because a place is owned or operated by the government does not mean you have the right to film there. Can you understand that?
I understand. I completely understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, yes.
Okay. Do you consider yourself an actual journalist?
Do I consider myself an actual journalist? I'll turn the question to you. What would you think?
I'm asking you for your opinion because I cannot speak for your behalf.
Yes.
So, considering yourself a journalist, would you agree that you follow the ethics of journalism?
Which are what?
The 5 key ethics, the 5 core ethics of journalism. You don't know them.
I'm an independent journalist. I didn't go to school for journalism. I don't waste my time with useless degrees with that.
I'm not a journalist. I didn't go to school to become a journalist.
Okay. Well, you seem to have spent a whole lot more time on it than I did. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay. The 5 key cores of being a journalist: accuracy, independence, impartiality, humanity, and accountability.
Okay.
Do you follow all 5 of those key cores to call yourself a journalist?
So why don't you start with the number 1 again? Go ahead. What was the number 1?
Accuracy.
Accuracy. A camera gets everything in whatever angle I point it at, and it has a microphone that picks up everything as it happens. So there is no inaccuracies to be had. So go ahead. What's number 2?
Impartiality.
Impartiality. I sit there and I do not say a word unless spoken to, unless I'm going in and dealing with a public official trying to make a transaction, usually within a post office, and buy a stamp. So yes, I'm completely impartial. I've been places where nobody says a word and I walk away, and quite frankly, there's nothing to be done. So yes, impartiality. Go ahead. Next one.
That would not be impartiality.
Why would you say that?
Impartiality. All right. Let's say this. You are, I don't know what your political beliefs are. I'm just going to say, more than likely, you're Republican, and you were to have an interview with a key Democrat official. Putting your bias with your both parties to get the accurate story. That's being impartial.
Okay. So what biases do you see in my videos that I post?
Well, if you're saying you're being impartial buying a stamp at the post office, that's not really being impartial. That's just you committing a transaction.
So did I commit the commit the transaction in? Oh, I'm confused. How would a transaction be either partial or impartial to any? I'm confused as to what you're trying to say.
All right, you're comparing being impartial by committing a transaction of going to the post office and buying a stamp.
Right. Would any normal human being go and do that?
I don't want to butt in, but NCR 3 minutes because
okay.
9:30 I gotta drop out. So
all
3
right.
minutes.
All right. How about this one? Humanity.
Humanity.
Have you shown any kind of respect to your fellow man while you're recording?
Absolutely. Did you see my last post with the church?
I have seen a lot of your posts.
All right.
I am one of the first people who's probably covered you since you've been on YouTube.
Well, honestly, I have yet to see the channel. I have a lot of people trying to grab their piece of the story, and I don't really have time to keep up with them all. So I'm sorry for not seeing that.
It's fine. The key thing is this. You have not followed any of the core tenets of being a journalist, yet you call yourself a journalist.
Well, the 3 that you just went over, I gave you exact reasons as to why I follow them, and you failed to have given me the last 2. And as soon as you do, I'll give you the reasons as to why I follow those.
Independence.
Independence. First of all, it's just me. I'm going out and doing my thing by myself, and there's nobody else that I answer to, and there's nobody else.
Independent when you're copying the same script that every other frauditor has.
Okay.
By saying you're an independent journalist gathering content for a story, when you don't publish any actual stories.
So let me ask you a question: if Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 7, and Channel 12 all cover the same you know, next day's weather? Are they not independent journalists, or are they all just one? They work all for the same company now because they gave the same weather report for the next day. Makes no sense. That statement makes
That makes no sense from what you just said, because they're using signs to predict measurements in the weather, not tell a story.
Well, okay.
All right,
okay.
Accuracy. We'll cover the last one. Accuracy. Have you actually told an
I thought we already covered
depiction
accuracy.
All right, fine. Accountability. My apologies. Accountability. You take credit for your actions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are taking credit for all the stuff that has happened in your videos, even your so-called false arrests.
Good reactions, bad reactions, and anything in between. Anything in life, any situation that you find yourself in is caused by yourself and the everyday actions that you put in leading up to those days and those actions. So yes, absolutely. Whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, they're all caused by me. If I wasn't there, the situation probably wouldn't have happened.
So taking in consideration all 5 key cores and looking at every video you've put out and the ones I've covered on you specifically, or someone else has, would we find you holding to those key tenets?
I just explained to you how every single video.
That's a simple question. If we were to look at all of your videos, would we see you hold to those 5 key cores?
Every single time, yes.
All right, it's
I have to call
9:25.
shenanigans on that.
It's 9:25. I gotta bring
All right,
the last
I'm
guest.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Thank you, NCR. It was a blast having you as usual. Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Have a good night.
Thanks for
So,
being on the FAPA show, man.
It's not the FAPA show. Roundup. Oh, you have a spelling mistake in your username. You're Ryan Dup now.
Rian Dupe. What's up,
Yeah,
Rian
Ryan
Dupe?
Dupe. But give me a second, Roundup. I'm just gonna read the super chats and then we'll let you have a last 5 minutes.
Kind of just make a couple statements. One, I am kind of a fan.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care about what you have to
fine.
say.
Are you on a delay, Roundup? You heard me?
Yeah, I did hear you right now. Can you hear me?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think you're on a massive delay.
Massive.
Yeah, I'll let you. This guy said, "Don't end this FT. We will listen to you eat your jerk chicken." I don't do mukbangs. All right, I'll let you have the floor. I'll read the super chats after. Go ahead.
No.
We can't hear you. No,
Oh, he's got a bad echo in there now too.
I don't hear the echo, but it's just too muffled. Can't hear it. No.
Sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
Here, I am a fan of FAPA. Anybody who can get up every day, go out and get arrested so I can be entertained, not know the First Amendment. The fact that Josh just drop kicked you within, 15 minutes and busted you not knowing what the First Amendment is? And not even knowing what FUPA means. You probably don't even know what FUPA means. So
No,
anyway,
he did.
I had to point it out to Mr.
Okay.
Mr.
No, he
Savior,
did. I
Mr.
did
Your
it.
Savior.
I'll be
So.
fair.
Okay, good. Well, anyway,
Oh,
keep it up.
goodness.
Keep making me laugh, and I will give you a challenge. I used to be a journalist for 10 years. You don't know what journalism is. I'll give you this challenge. You go out, you get a story published by somebody. I will fly over to South Carolina, coach, dog walk me around the block.
Well, I'm not gonna let anybody that flies coach give me any talk as to what I should and shouldn't do or give me any challenges. So
Why are you flexing on people?
it seems as though you've wasted 10 years of your life and probably a lot more time than that thinking that you're some crazy journalist here that has a standpoint of power over somebody that's an independent journalist. So it's all good, man.
Well, first of all, you're not a journalist. I know what a journalist is. You're not a journalist. That's why I gave you the challenge.
There you go.
Get a story published.
There you go. What do you mean
And I will
what do you
fund it
mean get a
first
story
class. How about
published?
that?
What do you mean get a story published?
No, anything, do you?
We kind of lost you there. You got to take your microphone out of your mouth, buddy.
The journalist says, you don't know what it means to get a story published.
I publish my own story. I publish my own stories all the time.
People reacting to you, that's not a story. You don't understand that.
We're only getting about the last 50% of everything you're saying, my man. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think you should prepare
With my
yourself.
connection. Sorry, Josh, but anyway, FAPA, Cal, I love seeing you come out here and get emasculated in front of everybody.
Hey man, you're not the only one. Everybody loves to see me out here too, man. So I'm glad to put on a great show for every one of the FAPA fans out there. And whether you're watching on my end or Mr. Troll's rendition of the FAPA show, I thank you all for being here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the OG live stream is happening here, the one with 1,000 people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
So
where the OG live stream is happening.
Advertisement. Thank you very much.
I mean, if you want to see it that way, that's fine, man. You're not the first, you won't be the last, and I think I do a very good impact on taking down the really bad frauditors. I think we have done an impact, and thank you so much, Roundup. Yeah, it was a blast having you. Next time, I don't know what's up with your internet, but it's all good, man. Thank you so much.
Sorry about that. Thanks for having me, Josh.
Yeah, it was a blast. And Roundup, I'll hit you up about the Poster 7 podcast. It would be great to have you as a guest at one point.
Thanks.
All right, sounds good. You take care, man. All right, so I'm going to read the super chats, and then, like I said, Jerk Chicken's calling, and yeah. I barbecued it today. Like, it's homemade. It's so delicious. So I can't keep it waiting for that much longer. William Stryker for the FAPA. Why don't you try disarming law-abiding gun owners?
I'm not sure what that comment is supposed to mean at all, to be quite fair, but
Fair enough. Thank you so much, William. We have Tube Sock 7 for the 2. FAPA, the GOAT. Any team ups? I'm against the press. AFA.
you know, I have the contacts of not Am Against the Press. I'm unfortunately not on that level yet. AFA, he was one of the first people that really put me on the map in the very beginning. So when I go up to Massachusetts, I'll definitely be hitting him up, and probably a few other people's. Press NH now, and a few other people. You know, love to hear the reaction.
So you're talking about a lot of domestic battery type of people.
Okay.
So Press NH now, quite a few arrests on domestic batteries. Doesn't really like women and treats them like trash. AFA, alleged domestic battery. Woman came out with a video a few years ago saying he beat her up. So what do you think about domestic battery? Since you brought up the subject.
I brought up that subject? You think I brought up that subject?
Oh yeah, you cannot say Mark Manchon of Press NH now without domestic batteries. The two goes hand in hand.
Yeah, well, I didn't bring that up, but obviously I don't condone illegal actions, and I don't condone beating women or anything like that of any sort. So
what about assaulting people and robbing people with crowbars for heroin?
I'm not gonna sit here and pick apart every little piece of somebody else's life that I don't even know. I could just be sitting here agreeing to things that don't even exist and aren't even true.
No, I'm talking about Josh Abrams, convicted for robbing people with crowbars for heroin.
Well, like I said,
robberies.
Like I said, I don't know, man. I'm not going to make any comments on anybody else's actions. I'm just here to talk about what I do.
But do you approve of robbing people with crowbars for heroin, or
do I look like I approve that? Has everything I said about me following laws to a T and knowing exactly what I'm talking about and going into the face of adversity of people that clearly don't know what they're talking about? Do you really think I condone those types of actions?
Well, I mean, you're willing to go hang out with a guy that has been convicted for it, so.
Yeah, well, I didn't know him then, and I'm just a content creator, man, and I know what sells. So the more hate you guys have towards it, the more people that are gonna watch. So call me the bad guy, and I love to play into it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. No, it just sounds like you're trying to say you're not a criminal. You don't have a criminal record. You're 3 out of 4 victories, but yet you're willing to go hang out with someone who robs people with crowbars for heroin and someone who beats up women allegedly. So kind of, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are, right? Type of thing.
Hey man, that works for the 99% of people, but you don't know me, you don't know me at all, and I am not part of that 99%. I'm not even part of the 1%. I'm part of the 0.1%. So
you're part of the 0.1%. Now, in what way? In what way?
In whatever way you want to put towards it.
No, you said it. I want to know in what way are you part of the 0.01%? Is it in terms of wealth? Is it in terms of like, are you like some type of alien that came down to Earth and?
Some
like,
people
what is
might
it?
say that. Some people might say that with my otherworldly talking abilities. So.
It sure wasn't on display tonight, but
yeah, yep, absolutely.
I'm curious. Like you say, I'm not part of the 1%er. I'm part of the 0.1%er. In what way? Like, please elaborate, man.
In any way you want to put towards it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'll let the viewers' imagination run wild.
That doesn't make any sense.
One,
it's like if I say, okay, I'm a world-renowned guitarist, and they say, oh, okay, well, play something, or what specialty, what type of music? I'll say, no, you decide. That doesn't make any sense, dude.
Okay.
Gosh, man, your ego is so big. It's like your head's gonna explode, dude. And it's like you can't back it up with any accomplishments or anything.
Well, that shows how clearly you dug deep into my life to really take this last week and do some research.
I did not dig deep into your
life.
That
shows. I know. That was sarcastic. That statement was dripping with sarcasm, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. But you're not gonna say anything. You're just like, hey, I'm flexing. I'm part of the 0.1%er, but you won't prove why.
Of course, like because I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter what I say. I could tell you it's because I'm a world-class underwater basket weaver, and you're not gonna take my word for it. You're just gonna tell me I'm wrong. So it doesn't matter what I say.
No, I mean I will listen to what you have to say and do proper research. But how are you part of the 0.1%er, a class that only exists made by you?
Like I said, man. I am one of a kind. I am one of a kind. You'll never have somebody on your show quite like me. You'll never interact with somebody quite like me probably ever again, unless you have me back on, which I wouldn't doubt you, and I wouldn't hold anything against you for doing. But I'm part of the 0.1% in any situation you put me in. I am the person that will succeed in any situation, and not the 99%, not even the 1% is going to be able to do that. I'm well-rounded in every aspect, my man. It doesn't matter what situation you put me in. I'm the 0.1. I'm the one. So
you're like a jack of all trades or something?
If that's what you want, if that's what you want to call it, for sure. You give me a hat. You give me a hat to wear, and I'm gonna make that hat look better than anybody else that's put it on previously.
I've seen a lot of cocky assholes in my days, but you're something else, man.
Like I said, man, 0.1%. You'll never meet another motherfucker.
So what happens when you lose in court? Because it will happen. Are you gonna accept that you're gonna be knocked out?
As soon as I lose in court, what will happen when I lose in court is pigs will fly and the sky will start falling down, because I don't act outside of law and outside of reality like everybody else seems to.
Guys, if this guy loses in court tomorrow, that's gonna be the best soundbite ever. Like, that is going to be fucking great. Having this guy say pigs will fly if I lose in court.
Hey, and the sky's gonna fall down. And the sky's gonna fall down. You gotta get it right.
Fall down. All right.
You gotta get it right. Not everybody has the ability to be as confident in themselves and in what they're doing in me, and as me. So I don't fault anybody for it. So
he gives Jack Doherty a run for his money with the size of his ego. I know, man. I know. Are you familiar with Jack?
I am.
You are. That explains it. You look up to him?
No.
What's your opinion on him?
I don't really have an opinion. I've seen some of the things that he does, and I don't equate myself to him really in any aspect.
All right. Yeah, man, that 0.1% comment, that really got me puzzled, man. That's just something else. It's like,
so everybody that I come across is puzzled by how I can pull it off and how I can succeed.
No, it's not that you pull it off. It's just that it's all smoke. It's all hot air. Like it's just pure hot air. Like I don't, like, someone with such bold claims would have something to prove, like, their claims. No.
Yeah, I do.
Let's hear it.
I've already displayed to you exactly what I need to. I've displayed my otherworldly talking abilities, and you know, some of your fans, they even said I will not show up. They said I wouldn't show up, and they said I'd leave within 11 minutes. I don't remember. I remember reading that comment somewhere, but somebody lost a bet today that I was gonna be. They bet on the under of 11 minutes. So somebody lost that bet. Whoever won that bet, I want my 50% of helping you win that bet, whatever money you make. So hit me back up.
I mean,
I'll send you an invoice for that 50%. We'll figure it out later. But
there's only one guy that didn't show up in the history of doing these debates. Yeah, I think there was only one, and he showed up like 30 minutes late. Wasn't into it. I booted him. He was a clown. But no, showing up is like, if that's your 0.1%, that's how you prove your 0.1%. Anyways, man, I'm just gonna read the rest of the super chats because, like, I'm gonna use your best line that you ever came up with. That's the only thing of value you ever brought to YouTube. Is I'm not gonna engage in this circular conversation with you. That's the only good thing you ever brought, because that's a good line. Besides that, not much going on.
Well, I appreciate
thank you so much, Lee. Fapping, your confidence isn't fooling anyone. Like Chili, you're just dripping with insecurity. An actual confident person doesn't need to brag.
I'm not bragging. I'm just speaking truth. I'm sorry you take that as bragging, but I'm not.
Taking out frauditors for the 2. You don't have the balls to come to New Hampshire.
I've been there plenty of times before, so.
Retired Nana for the 10. I'm looking for the day I meet up with a frauditor. The person can have you arrested for harassment. They can sue you civilly for using their image for monetary gain. You are not a journalist.
Oh man, you know, yeah, and you are not a money saver by any means, retired Nana. You spent about, I don't even know, I can't even keep track of how much money trying to put your 2 cents in today when, you know, multiple people have done it for free. And you know, I you know, thank you for helping.
She's supporting me, not
yeah, thank you for helping support Frauditor Troll in his journey and putting his own rendition out of the FAPA show. It takes a lot of balls to be able to do it and have me on. So
let it. It's not the FAPA show. You know very well the original live stream is on my channel, and you happen to be restreaming it.
Yep, absolutely, and you know, you
Okay.
could say the same about
that's
yourself,
good.
because all these people are here to see me. They've all made comments about me. You guys all want to see me get arrested. You love my content, and you're here to talk and interact with me. So this might be your show on other days, but today this is FAPA's show with FAPA's
Sure,
friends.
if it makes you happy. But let me ask you this: today we got 1,000 viewers, which
Congratulations.
and it's fantastic. I love hitting 1,000, but you're not that special. We've hit 2,200 at some point with somebody else when the topic wasn't you. So it's like, you're not that special. People are gonna be here regardless. Whoever I'm roasting, people are gonna be here.
Well, sounds good. I'm glad they tuned in today to see the up and coming greatest in the business here. So.
I mean, the greatest in the shit show. You're still part of a shit show, but that's okay. Stuart B for the 5. Like Navy Girl, I spent my life in the Royal Army for my country, and that is nothing like pestering people for money out in public. That is harassment, indeed, Stuart. One Wing Hero for the 5. He came to be a troll for clout. You can tell by him saying his job is just as important as the veterans. Don't give this guy any more screen time. Yeah, I mean, he'll get a little bit more screen time, maybe another 5 minutes. We have quite a few super chats. Miss Mandy reacts. Thank you so much, One Wing Hero, by the way. Happy New Year, everyone. Love y'all. Love you too, Miss Mandy. Thank you so much.
Isn't it like January 7th?
Yeah, better late than never, right? 2 Sock 7 for a 2. Mac Rubber Fapa, you are a hero to many. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, one day you're going to understand the subtleties of Tube Sock, but you're not there yet. That's okay. That's okay. S. Dusman for the 5. Thank you. So, Fapa, you have no job, no life, and you live with your parents. When you talk with to that hot girl at the bar, be sure to lead off with that stud.
Man, you know, thank God I got a brain of steel, man, and I can really be able to pick apart your sentences here, because you know, as the multiple different times you've commented on my channel, it's some of the most absolutely like nonsensical things I've ever heard. So, and the narrative has not changed at all today with all the with all the money you've spent trying to put in your 2 cents. So congratulations to you, my friend. Thank you for
Thank
being
you,
on the
Smith.
FAPA show.
There's a little Slim Shady in all of us for the two. Navy girl owned this clown. She sure did, and she did with class. She did with class. Thank you so much, William Stryker, for the 5 at FAPA. Why don't you try disarming law-abiding gun owners? Pretty sure you can't run fast enough.
Hey, there you go. That's the 10th dollar you've sent to say the same thing. Congratulations. There you go. I'm not gonna have a circular conversation with you and you give you the same.
Thanks a lot, Will. I appreciate it. Era of transparency. Thank you for the 2. This guy can't answer a single question. I'm done. Well, thank you so much, Era of transparency. Paul Fraser for the 5. If FAPA thinks it is bad publicity, it's still publicity on the long run. The strategy will be damaging on the mental health. Indeed.
Maybe on your mental health, my friend, but my brain is made out of steel, man. My brain is made out of steel. So
I don't think that would be a good thing to have a brain made out of steel.
well, many people wouldn't. Many people see it as a curse, but I use it in the right way, and I make my own.
Dude, you're
reality
trying too much, bro.
I don't try at all. It rolls right off the tongue because it's the truth. You don't need to try with the truth.
It's not coming off genuine.
You don't need to try with the truth. You don't need to try.
You're playing a character. You're a character. This is not you, dude.
Many people call me a character, man. Yeah. See, there's another statement. You don't know me. You don't know me. And ask anybody that does. This is exactly how I conduct myself every single day.
You're that much of a douchebag in person.
If that's what you want to call it, then continue to do so. I love being called the bad guy. I've already explained this numerous times.
Wow. All right. William Stryker for the 5. FAPA, given your attitude, you might get thumped like what happened to JC News now. Well, I mean, he did get slapped around the post office.
Oh, yeah. Slapped around. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Norm 2023 for the 5. Right in the Constitution shall not infringe on other rights. Exploiting people is infringing on rights. Thank you very much.
Which amendment would that be? The right not to be exploited. Somebody definitely leave me that one in the judicia.
Thank you, Era of Transparency. I looked and FAPA lost 400 subs during this live. All right, I'll have to look at that. Thank you. Paul Cohen for the 5. With 20,000 sub, you have 0.0000006 of the U.S. work. It's even less. It's a big flex, bro.
Another hieroglyphics comment there that we have to decipher. Well, thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's not going to you. You can't thank him for that. Trixie for the 5. As a new frauditor, what is it that makes you untouchable? Do you think you can do better than other frauditors?
I don't think I can do better than other frauditors. This is why I started doing what I do, because I know I can.
All right. Old Face for the 5. $100 says Tom Cruise has a pack of smokes rolled up in his sleeve. Do you?
I'm sorry? Do I? You were referring to me?
Yeah. You have the discount like Fisher Price, Tom Cruise, no?
No. No. Like we said before, Tom Cruise tries to be the best he can, as he tries to be as close to me as possible. So no,
yeah,
I don't
okay.
smoke
You didn't even exist when he started, but sure. Mentexo for the 2. FAPA looking like a mannequin with the outfit. Thank you. And we have Braylon Oliver for the 5. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Braylon Oliver for the 10. Talk is cheap. Let's see how cocky and confident he is without mommy and daddy's money. That's a good question. I'm not convinced that you're self-made and that you actually bought the car or any of it. I'm not convinced. And yeah, your claim of 0.1% can't back it up. A lot of the stuff you say, you can't back it up.
I'm not here to convince unconvincible minds, man. Most of these sentences that I've said today have fallen on deaf ears. So
no, if you said something intelligent, like I have seen, if someone is telling me, like, I'm open-minded. If you're telling me something and it's reasonable, I will listen. But I mean, when we got down to the brass tacks about Poster 7, you bowed out. So
if that's how you feel it went, then for sure. There you go.
Paul Coyne for the 5. I should have read worldwide. You have even less. The 0.0006 is just in the U.S., assuming 330 million people in the U.S. Yeah, that's the thing. People think that having a bunch of subs is a thing. Like, oh wow, now so I'm famous or some shit, or people love me. It's such a tiny portion. I mean, even Mr. Beast or something like that. It's just people on YouTube.
And
Like,
you know, it's hilarious with as little subscribers as I do have, and I realize that it's not a huge number at all. It's not a huge number at all. With as little as subscribers as I do have, I've been noticed and recognized in public multiple times. Multiple times.
Because those are gonna be people that watch you because they're local.
And as a matter of fact, I have a pretty even distribution of viewers across all 50 states and outside of the 50 states as well.
So is that what you're looking for? You want to be recognized in public?
I mean, I really don't have a choice. With the way I look, you don't forget a face like me. You can walk by me one time and walk by me again 10 years later, and you're still gonna. It is
a pretty punchable face. I do agree.
If that, you know, a lot of people say it. A lot of people try, and a lot of people fail. So, you know.
No, I'm not a fighting guy, but it's like.
I know you've said this. We've went over this. We went over that.
But, yeah. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but and there is a term, all the punchable.
Well, I'd rather be a garden. I mean, I'd rather be a warrior in a gardener, a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. So.
Yeah, sure, man. Sure, if that makes you feel good, cool. Tokyo Shikana has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much. I welcome you to the Troll family, and yeah, he's gonna try to claim that as some type of W for him, but I'm not going to let him do that. Tones over, thanks for the 5. What amendment prevents exploitation? The 13th Amendment, genius. The abolishing of slavery. Try reading the Constitution.
Yeah, so if what you meant by exploitation in the previous comment was slavery, then yeah, I don't go out enslaving people for money and put it on YouTube. That's not what I do. So I love the flip flop and how you tried to construe that in a different way than you meant it the first time, but that's.
It wasn't him that dropped
okay.
that
Well, whoever he commented on and doubled down on their dumb statement. So that's not, regardless of who it was, that was dumb.
All right, well, FAPA, I think we're going to let you go do your fapping because we're pretty much done. So.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for choosing the greatest and having the greatest on your show. We appreciate it.
All right, whatever, dude. Like, just, I strongly encourage you. Like, I know how it is to be 21. You think you're unbeatable and you think you're just hot shit and nothing can happen to you.
See, there you go again, comparing yourself to me, man. You may have thought all of that when you were 21 years old, and guess what? That's the difference between me and you, because you think and I know. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to give you advice here, but obviously you don't want to take it. I'm just saying, like, you know, I was 21 once and thought I was invulnerable and I was hot shit, and life will humble you. Stuff will happen and life will humble you.
And guess what? If you let it humble you, then it absolutely will humble you. If you use your bad situations or your bad interactions to power you and to make you better, then that's how you're gonna do. So that's the kind of mindset I have, and that shows what kind of mindset that you have. So you do your thing, and you.
You're not understanding. Of course, every bad experience is a lesson, 100%, 100%. But to think that you're all that and you're hot shit and you're the best in the world, it's not gonna bring you as far as you think it will. But that's okay.
All right.
Yeah, like Herbs said, like Josh, stop wasting your time. And you know what, Herbs? The chicken, man. The chicken. I'm gonna get to the chicken. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for an amazing live stream, and thank you, FAPA, for staying the whole time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you go do your fapping, and we'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Thank you, FAPA fans. Thank you for joining the show today. You guys have a good one.
All right, see you.
All right, guys. So we're done. Thank you very much for staying around. If you're not already subscribed, yeah, you know, I will say that. I would say that's absolutely right. FAPA 10, FT 0. That's absolutely right. So, but thank you guys for sticking around as long as you guys have. Thank you for all the support. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. If you guys already aren't, definitely make sure you subscribe and make sure you don't miss any of the updates that are going to be coming around. We're going to be starting this thing back up. I know I've been taking a break for a while, but the FAPA train is starting to go again. So we're going to take this thing to the next level very soon. So make sure you're subscribed and you got bell notifications on so you don't ever miss an upload and you don't miss the greatest interactions that you will see in this space. So take it easy, guys. You guys have a great night. Thank you for being around, and make sure you stick around for next time. Peace out.